How's it going, everybody? Welcome to a pre-recorded episode of the HR Office Podcast Live, episode 27. It's a big number. It's older than me. As always, I'm your host, Greg, and I'm joined here by May. Say hello.
Hello.
I'm joined here by Mira. Say hello.
Bomb.
Yeah, say that's a great bomb right there. So before we get on into the awesome plethora, speaking of bombs, no, we're gonna get to what May has on her phone in a moment. I just want to explain real quick why we're pre-recording this podcast. We're just gonna be busy this weekend. It's Labor Day weekend. We're gonna be out. You work we're recording this on Friday night.
I work tomorrow.
You work tomorrow. By the time this is streamed, you worked yesterday. By the time it's on YouTube, you worked on Saturday. We're gonna be gone on Sunday. She's gonna be gone in the morning. We're going to the movies in the afternoon. And just spending time together, having a good old time. And then Monday, you and I got a date watching the Critical Role one shot.
I was like, wait,
wedding.
what?
Well, it's technically a date because we're going to be finally watching the VOD of the Critical Role one shot. Which, if you want to sit with us, you're more than welcome to. It's pretty great. You can cry even though you don't know the context.
You'll get to watch Travis Willingham just like dress ridiculously without any.
He's in a sleeveless suit. It was awesome.
Wearing a bow tie.
Didn't he have a top hat too?
Yeah, he did.
It was awesome. He looks
fucking
incredible.
ridiculous.
But it's not Caleb.
I know it's not Caleb.
But it is Liam.
That is Liam.
I know, but that's
It's
not.
the same.
You get angsty boy Percy.
But I want Caleb.
I know.
I mean, it is hard to argue with.
That is
Percy.
fair. That is, yeah. I mean, you love yourself some Caleb, and then in campaign 2, you love yourself some Caduceus because he's pretty great. I love Caleb. Molly was my favorite.
Caduceus is the mom friend. Of the
Caduceus
party.
is the mom friend who also has no idea what the world is. Regardless,
He has no social cues.
He has no social cues. Kind of like Amaryllis,
Drax?
like Drax, yeah, a little Drax, and it's like Amaryllis kind of has a little bit of the no social cues. Drax doesn't understand sarcasm. I love all the little ties to all the topics that we got. But regardless, the reason why we're saying that we're pre-recording is that we're busy this weekend. It's Labor Day weekend, but we didn't want to not have a podcast because we kind of had to swap around our schedule because last weekend was supposed to be podcast stream, but we did Homebrews instead, which we'll be talking about at the tail end of the podcast. But let's get into the podcast proper. Before I go into my first topic, May, you were reading me something about a movie that you ran into, so you've got the floor.
Alright, so
First of all, what's the name?
the movie's called The Velocipastor.
Okay.
It's about a ninja fighting priest who turns into a dinosaur.
This is promising.
Okay, so the summary is...
I mean, we already had Raptor Jesus. Now we have
the Velocipastor.
After seeing his parents murdered outside his church,
Good start. Good start.
Okay. Alright.
a grieving priest named Doug heads to China.
His name's Doug.
Doug heads to China and chances upon a mystical claw-shaped stone. Soon enough, Doug cuts himself on the trinket and starts having blackouts,
Good start.
That's promising.
during which time he transforms into a velociraptor.
Okay. Naturally. Okay.
While initially wanting to wallow in self-pity,
Let her finish.
Okay, go ahead. Go. Oh, no.
She's trying really hard. Let her
She's
finish.
trying really hard.
he gets convinced by a doctor/lawyer/prostitute to use his newfound dinosaur powers to fight evil. And Doug eventually goes up against a gang of drug-dealing ninjas.
Is this
Hold
the
on.
summary, or are you
Go
just
back.
breaking down the movie?
This is the summary.
Go back a moment. So,
A doctor
a doctor slash lawyer slash prostitute. How do you have a life? Oh my head hurts. Oh, is there any more? Is that it?
It's simple. On certain days, you're a doctor. On those days off, you're a lawyer. But
Okay.
at night, you're a prostitute.
It says it takes cues from the schlocky B-movies that inspired Robert Rodriguez and Quentin Tarantino's Grindhouse.
Oh my god, we gotta watch this.
Oh, no.
We have to watch this and do a discussion on this.
I want to see it.
Oh my god, we gotta get all 6 of us here and we gotta fucking watch it.
I'm gonna look it up.
Oh, yeah, please look that up.
Oh shoot, I lost it. Hold on.
Rip. While you look that up, I want to bring up something that did happen last podcast during our 1-year anniversary of the HR office. We had a weird situation that happened halfway through that podcast where a plethora of followers showed up.
Can I show you the
Out of nowhere. Please show me the DVD cover. I almost said the D&D cover.
D&D cover. It might as well be.
Oh my god.
A man of the claw.
Oh my fucking god. For those of you who don't know,
We're just gonna
it's a
include an image.
velociraptor, and it says the Velocipastor, and the teen pastor is the cross.
We're just gonna include the image.
And
in
there's
the
like
description.
ninjas and like an older look, or no, he's not older, but he's like a crusty looking priest, and it says a man of the claw.
We're gonna include this link in the description.
We're gonna
of the
include
podcast.
a link to the Amazon.
It's gotten 4 stars.
4
Oh my
stars.
God.
Are you serious? Oh my god! Please tell me we get to nominate. Did this come out this year?
Oh, it came out.
Please.
Yeah, August 13th.
Oh my god! We can nominate it for movie of the year
It,
for the
it has
for
the
the
list.
HR awards.
It has a list of actors.
Who are all the actors?
Gregory James Cohan from Blue Bloods, NCIS Los Angeles, A Blacklist, Alyssa Kempsky from The Deuce, Nicholas M. Garofolo, and Claire
Garofalo?
Garofolo
Garofalo. Yeah.
from The Story of Us, and Claire Hisu. You Were Never Really Here. This,
I've never heard of any of these people, but I want to see this fucking movie.
well,
so bad.
apparently, it says this cult classic won awards at
Cult classic.
2017. So I guess this movie's been out since It came out in 2017.
Oh damn it!
Ah.
I want to watch this movie.
Well,
I
apparently
know you're heartbroken.
the summary says it's a hooker. It's just a hooker that convinced him to fight crime.
Oh my god!
But you can rent it on Amazon Prime, YouTube,
Oh.
Google Play Movies, and Vudu for $4.
We have to.
I know
rent
you're
this.
heartbroken that we can't nominate this for movie of the year.
Yeah,
but
fuck it, I'm nominating.
There's a
it.
trailer.
Oh no!
we'll have to watch it later.
We'll have to watch it after the podcast.
Yes.
Oh my god!
I'm
Anyway,
curious.
so what I was talking about, which thank you so much for bringing that up as we were getting set up for the podcast.
I got that in an ad on Facebook, so
That's amazing.
I think that ad.
Oh, thank you for listening
It
to
was
us.
like- it was a-
Facebook.
It was I don't know, some kind of gaming page that also I guess
Oh.
talks about movies, and I guess they did an interview with the director of that movie.
Oh no shit!
That's why
That's
it
cool.
popped
That's
up.
actually pretty cool.
I was gonna jokingly be like, is this what is the game Heroes of the Storm?
Oh yeah, Heroes
The
of
Overwatch
Warfare.
group.
Here's a Warfare. Oh, Rip Heroes. I didn't write that down, but Rip Heroes of Warfare.
Time to get my cease and desist cosplay finished.
Yeah. Just show up. Anyway, so what I
And
was
then on the back, I
for
just
people who
say,
don't know what
"It
we're
worked."
talking about, there was a bootleg Overwatch game for mobile called Heroes of Warfare, and we jokingly said during a dinner after Extra Life 2017 that we were going to cosplay the people from Heroes of Warfare at BlizzCon one year, and you were going to be the cease and desist from Jeff Kaplan.
It was gonna be Kef Chaplin.
Yeah, so it was going to
Kef
be
Chaplin.
Kef Chaplin, and we were like,
'Cause
you,
otherwise
me,
it's copyright.
Brad, and Chrissy were going to be characters from Heroes of Warfare,
Yep.
and you were going to be the cease and desist.
Yep.
And we were going to...
Spoiler alert! Now the
yeah,
cease
now
and desist
now the
works.
cease and desist actually works. It was pretty great. I remember I saw it. I tagged you guys. I'm just like, oh man, rest in peace, a legendary ripoff.
Can we just find Overwatch cosplayers and just go up to the movie like, can you just sign the cease and desist?
Just get a bunch of cosplayers to sign this. We have to do this now. We have to fucking do this. Anyway.
All right, time for y'all to
No-
whip up some cosplayers.
Yeah, time to
real
rip up.
fast.
It's 3:30. I forgot the dude's video who talked about it.
We'll figure it.
Well, I'll remember it. I'll probably link to it down below in the description when this gets uploaded to I almost said Facebook. What the fuck
YouTube?
am I on? It's been a long day.
YouTube.
Yeah, YouTube.
YouTube.
It's been a long day. I had to be up at 6 for work this morning, and it's like already 9:21 p.m. Luckily, you don't have work tomorrow, but still, well, you do. Fuck, never
I was
mind.
like, thanks.
I just realized that there are some holes in my logic. Anyway, so the follower thing that happened. So in the middle of last podcast, we had that massive follower influx that happened. We were doing a stream, and I think we've come to the conclusion, the viable theory of what happened. Looks like a bunch of hacked accounts were mass following, because apparently there was a bunch of streamers on Twitch that had been hacked in recent time, and I guess one of them, like the Discord was affected and stuff like that too, and just we're assuming that issue was that a bunch of people who which is why we went from like 200 followers to 30,000, and like the one person in
What's
the
your
chat,
follower count at right now?
It's still over 30,000. Last I checked like a day or so ago, and it's still at.
Those could also be dead accounts.
They could also be dead accounts too. But the thing is that every time I've done a stream since then, there's been someone that's been rolling through saying, "Hey, I didn't sub to this." It's like, "Hey, why am I following this? What the fuck's going on?" I'm like, "Okay, that's probably what's going on." But that's our best guess. It's probably the most viable thing. It sucks because it's unfair because like we were going, it's like, man, our stream just got dropped somewhere when it actually was just someone who had hacked a bunch of like accounts, dead or unknowing, which sucks. But it sucks for the people whose accounts got compromised. Which anytime anyone's rolled through and it's decided to stay longer than a couple minutes, being like, hey, why did I follow this? Which honestly, justifiably so. The people that are watching this on Sunday on Twitch, if you were forced to follow this channel, you want to unfollow, please do. Like, you're not forced to stay here. We had nothing to do with that. We literally had nothing to do with that. We were in the middle of the podcast when that happened. But no, someone had called us like, you have 9 concurrent viewers right now and endless followers rolling through. That's suspect. I'm like, yeah, it kind of is. And that's
I wasn't going to argue it.
Well, the thing is like, if it got legitimately dropped somewhere, I was like, okay, cool, I don't want to like shit all over it, but something felt weird to me. And then as we've kind of deduced, that's probably what happened. Which sucks, and I hope that people are able to get their accounts back if they had issues, and that nothing else was further compromised. Because the thing that sucks is if your Twitch account's compromised, your Amazon Prime could be compromised, and your credit cards could be compromised. So I'm hoping that people are not compromised because those are bad, and that sucks. But that's kind of been kind of what we think happened, and I just hope that the situation gets rectified and people get their accounts back and nothing got too bad, because I've been there. I've had my credit card stolen and it sucks. Tell you what else sucks. It's the only way I can roll into this. The divorce that's going on right now. It's a really bad divorce. It's a divorce that I have no idea what's going on.
Why are you talking about my parents like that?
Well, I'm also talking about my parents too. Well, my dad and other individual that I don't like to acknowledge. And Life Giver, that's great. No, it's an even worse divorce, and I don't know who's gonna have custody. Well, I know who has custody of the kid, sadly, but the divorce is between Sony and Disney, and Sony now has full custody of Tom Holland because Spider-Man is now no longer allowed to be in the MCU.
He can't even go see his dad for the weekend. That's the sad part.
Oh man, it was weird because we're gonna be talking about D23.
Well, his dad's also dead now, so.
Oh, I wasn't trying to go into that.
No, because Stark.
I know that, but I was just trying to go in the lighthearted. You know when... Oh, never mind.
I was just letting that happen.
I was trying to be lighthearted. Never.
Well, I mean, far from...
Because you're talking about, like, when all that was coming out, like, he had just posted on Instagram that him and RDJ...
Well, you know... Okay, serious topic. You know when you have a divorce and the mom gets the rights and they don't let the kids see their dad? That's what I meant.
Trust me.
Sony
as a kid, I was very familiar with the mom taking away her... kids from their dad.
I was gonna say Sony said no, you can't see your dad.
Yeah.
Which apparently Stanley's daughter said that she's siding with Sony.
Really? Mm-hmm. Well, okay.
The way she says it is apparently, I guess Disney and Marvel had just treated it dirty.
Here's
which I didn't read too much into. I'm just like,
here's
okay.
my thing, and it's a very. Since we've had time, and I'm glad we didn't cover it when we first came out. I can understand the people that are pissed at Disney, but to me it also doesn't excuse. Sony didn't even clap back with another offer. They didn't even try to negotiate. They saw that initial offer that Disney Marvel was coming to, and they immediately walked, which I'm like, wow, that's shitty on Sony's end. At least step up and be like, we're independent from you fuckers. We need a better
Fight
cut.
For it.
Like, if Sony didn't want it to turn against them, they would have fought for it. That's my issue. You know, regardless, like.
It's like if you love a franchise so much, fucking fight for it.
Here's the thing. I'm not surprised Disney would try to pull something dirty like that, because it wouldn't be the first time Disney's done that, and it's not going to be the last time Disney's done that. Because Disney has, as a business, Disney has done some dirty shit. Which, you know, there was a tweet that went around where they're like, oh yeah, Disney turned the public opinion around when Sony was like, well, we need a better cut. But it's like, no, Sony didn't even fight it. At least what's been released to the press, Sony hasn't fought it. And it's like, I don't know. I think both sides are in the wrong. I think Disney should have been way more understanding that this was a partnership. They haven't bought out Sony. Although, that being said, I wouldn't be surprised if they attempted to buy out Sony after this, which would be kind of really shitty. And I get why...
Unfortunately, that's just how business works.
I know. But what I want to say is that, like, Sony is one of the few movie studios left independent of Disney. Disney owns a fuckload of studios. And it's one of those things where I get Sony being pissed looking at that and be like, dude, we were getting like 90% of this or 95% of it initially, and you want to like cut our part nearly in half? You know, because what you got to think about is, yes, even though they did do subpar movies like Venom, Sony also did Into the Spider-Verse, which is arguably one of the best Spider-Man movies ever made. That was all Sony. Marvel had, aside from having their logo at the beginning, had nothing to do with Spider-Verse. That was all done by Sony.
Controversial opinion, that's probably the only like really good Spider-Man movie Sony did.
I will fight you on that. Spider-Man 2...
I say really good.
Spider-Man 2, I would argue, still holds up. Really great Spider-Man movie.
2 specifically?
Yeah, Spider-Man 2 is fantastic. Doc Ock was way more compelling than fucking...
William Dafoe.
Willem Dafoe, yeah. Willem Dafoe went weird with
Not
Green
even his
Goblin.
character, just Willem Dafoe.
Willem Dafoe. Willem Dafoe playing...
Himself,
playing the Green Goblin. No, Spider-Man 2.
Can we have that as a premise?
I would love that. Have that be Sony's fuck you whenever the Eternals comes out. It's like, do you want to watch the Eternals or do you want to watch Willem Dafoe's Green Goblin extravaganza? And honestly, I drop money on Willem Dafoe's Green Goblin extravaganza. Although I am interested in Eternals now because of the announcement that they made. Look at that.
Fun fact: still don't know what that movie's about.
It's about people who are eternal. I don't know. The comic book fans are like, how dare you not know?
So I found out a spoiler about Spider-Man Far From Home, but I can't tell you guys because
we're gonna go.
We're gonna go see it on Sunday. Yeah. Well, so tying that to the Sony Disney thing, it's ugly. Like Disney's at fault for coming immediately with I know we've been fair, but we want even more money when they're doing just fine. That's slimy to me. And I'll get to your guys' opinions in a moment. But at the same time, like, Sony's in the wrong for not fighting for it. I mean, like, listen, we don't like this deal. We're gonna make a better deal because we know a fuckload of people still love Tom Holland as Spider-Man. And I do think like some of the stuff that Sony's done since the split is a little bit on the tone deaf end. You know, them kind of blaming the media for painting it in a wrong light, which
to be fair, some outlets could have.
The thing is that, like, they use that as a defense as to why they walked, and I'm like, no. That's a viable defense to me for like why you're upset that people are pissed at you if the media's getting it wrong, which there were some outlets that did get it really wrong. You know, but the fact of the matter is, the way that it was reported on reputable sites is they saw this deal. You know, you have your opinion on whether or not it's slimy. I think it's kind of a dirty move, but I also, like I said, I think that Sony should have fought harder to be like, no. We don't want to take Tom Holland and Spider-Man away from the MCU, but this is a shit deal. We need to work out a better deal. But then again, now I'm thinking about this. But then again, if and when the negotiations happen again, Sony's got a big bargaining chip now. They have Spider-Man, who is integral to the MCU now.
That's if Tom Holland wants to stay with Sony, though.
No,
he did an interview. He said he's still going to keep doing movies.
Yeah, he's still going to keep being Spider-Man.
Yep.
Regardless of the controversy,
Yep,
he loves the role. He's still going to keep being Spider-Man.
Well, no, but I'm saying, like, Sony could draft this script up. He could read it and just be like, I love Spider-Man, but this script is nonsense. You know what I mean? Like, some actors will read a script and they just won't like it, and they'll be like, this needs to change because I don't want to be part of this.
I don't know.
I don't think Tom would do that, but there have been actors that have
There have been. Before. I just don't see... I think Tom Holland's
That would be like the rare exception.
I think Tom Holland's passion for Spider-Man alone is like half the reason why the most recent run of Spider-Man's been so good. It's just because he's got that charisma as Peter Parker and Spider-Man. It's just been so good.
Well, even just him outside of character, I mean, he pretty much is Peter Parker.
He is, yeah. He's just this cool dude.
Look at all the times he spoiled shit for the movie.
That's very true. But yeah, I think both sides are at fault. I think Disney put out a shitty deal but I wish Sony had just, instead of just walking away immediately, would have fought for it. That's what I think. And in the end, the fans are the ones that are duped because they're losing Spider-Man from the MCU, which it looked like leading up to before all this shit happened that Peter Parker was going to be a very big push for Avengers 5, which the rumors about Avengers 5 finally introducing the X-Men has been kind of speculated, and I'm like, that would be interesting if they did that.
Which I had a friend now that's basically, she didn't go into what the scene detailed or anything, but she's like, now the setup at the end of Far From Home doesn't make sense.
Oh, that sucks.
And I'm just sitting there like, oh no.
That sucks, okay.
She didn't say what it was, thank fuck, but now I'm worried.
Knowing Kevin Feige?
Yeah.
Feige. Knowing Kevin Feige and the writers at Disney Marvel, they're going to find a way to ride around it. It's not going to be the cleanest ride around, but they're going to... Excuse me.
It might be what they did with Jane's absence in the Thor movies.
Yeah, makes sense. I don't know.
Write them out somehow.
But, yeah, that's kind of my... in the end, it sucks because I love...
Peter Parker's doing his student exchange program.
He's
not even in the country.
Program, yeah, that's basically... May, what have you thought about this whole kind of Disney-Sony dispute with Spider-Man and the whole controversy that's been going around?
I'm sad.
You're sad.
I want them to take Peter back.
I know, right?
And then now Marvel Land's going to be awkward next year.
Yeah.
Because they have a Spider-Man ride.
Yeah, they were
for
going
the
to have
Avengers.
A
No, they are going.
They still could, yeah.
They still have it. They're like halfway done.
Yeah.
So yeah, and I'm like, that's gonna be weird and awkward now because they don't technically own him, right?
Yeah.
Just write him for the memories.
Pour one
they
out.
still have
pour one out for Tom Holland.
Yeah, they still have the rights to the stuff that they had together. I would assume. I haven't looked at what they still have access to or whatnot.
I'm sure Sony doesn't really care about Disneyland that much. Like, they're like, okay, whatever, but it's just...
They're like, that's your shit, this is our shit.
I think it's just when it comes to the movies, they're probably really particular.
I'm willing to bet, because there were some people at, some big wigs at D23 last weekend that were saying confidently, some were saying confidently, and then Jon Favreau, of all people, said he's cautiously optimistic that they're going to have another negotiation by the end of the year.
It wouldn't surprise me.
I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, I think after this initial fallout and after people kind of realizing, I think people initially going after Sony and then kind of realizing the shitty deal that Disney was giving, and then kind of going after Disney now, we're gonna be like, yeah, that was a shitty deal. It's like I think they're gonna realize that it's a lose-lose right now, and by the end of the year, they're gonna be like, okay, listen, let's make another compromise.
Yeah, and then they'll probably just agree to something, and then
the
MCU will be all well again.
Yeah,
I would like it never happened.
I wouldn't be surprised. Anyway, Mira, what have been your thoughts about this whole Disney-Sony thing?
Regardless of what I feel about it, I do see Disney's point. It's like they're getting so much profit from this movie. Of course they want to try and do an even split because a majority of these fans came to the movie because Marvel's name was attached to it.
True, yeah.
A lot of these people probably either hated the Sony movies or just missed them entirely and were just like, this is my Spider-Man. Yeah. And, with how credible the MCU movies have been, for the most part, Thor: The Dark World.
Yeah, we don't talk about Thor: The Dark World.
But, as good as those movies have been, Civil War was really fucking good. And
half the reason it broke so many records was because that trailer was Spider-Man. Yeah.
Everyone was excited he was coming back.
Yeah.
And where's Tobey Maguire?
Yeah, where's Tobey Maguire?
He did get the cameo in the
Spider-Verse. Which, I gotta say, if Sony made more moves to do what they did with Spider-Verse, they would be
raking in more money.
They would be raking in more money, absolutely. But I would be sad about the MCU, but I would be like, well, at least they have kind of the clout of
something to tide
really good movies. Really good movies. They could do, Spider-Verse and stuff like that, which Spider-Verse was fucking awesome. That is easily, like I said, for me it goes, I loved Spider-Verse, I love Spider-Man 2 with Tobey Maguire, and I loved Homecoming. And I can't wait to see Far From Home, because apparently Far From Home was really good too.
I want to see Jake Gyllenhaal. Prince of Persia guy.
Yeah. Prince of Persia. Yeah.
I never saw
Wasn't he the guy in The Notebook?
I don't know. Was he? No, I don't think so.
No, that's Ryan Gosling. I confuse the two.
The Notebook was sucky anyway. So.
Oh,
That's a really toxic romance anyway, so it's fine.
Yeah, I watched 5 minutes of it and I said nope.
In reality, that relationship would never work. Nope. That dude would be arrested immediately.
Also, IRL, the two actors hated each other.
They did, yeah.
So that always makes it fun.
Mm-hmm.
But no, like, regardless of how I feel about it, I do see Disney's point. And I am a little disappointed with Sony that, I mean, if they love Spider-Man so much, why did they just walk? Why didn't they fight?
It could have also been, this is kind of my devil's
that,
advocate.
To me, that just shows it's just like, okay, fine, whatever. We're done here.
Well, my devil's advocate thing on that end is maybe Sony pulled immediately because they're like, okay, let's see what you do now.
I mean, it could be, but the impression left me with just like, okay, we're done here.
Yeah.
It just, I don't know. For me, like, if you love something that much, you should be fighting for it.
Yeah, I can understand.
Or just to make Disney sweat a little bit.
I just think regardless, it's a lose-lose for both companies right now because people are going to kind of be...
I'm just going to feel kind of gross feeling like watching Tom Holland with Sony's label on it.
Well, no, it's like for me, yeah.
It's going to make me feel a little gross.
My thing is just, I'm going to be... A lot of people are now side-eyeing what Marvel's going to do now since they banked a lot of the setup for Phase 4 onto Spider-Man, and now they kind of have to ride around that.
Well, because he was basically part of the new Avengers.
He was a part of the new Avengers that they were setting up, yeah. But it's going to be interesting. I like I said when you were talking, May, I would not be surprised if they had another talk before the end of the year. Mm-hmm. How's your messages? Good shit? What you chatting about? Porn?
Yep.
Yeah! Woo! Yeah.
TLDR, I'm sad, but Mom and Dad, stop fighting.
Well...
Let Tom come home.
Let Tom come home. Which, hearing his comments at D23 was just really sad. He's like, yeah, it's been a rough week.
No matter what, I love you guys 3,000.
Yeah,
I'm like, why did you do that?
Damn it. Well, there was a lot more emotional stuff. There was a lot of stuff at D23. Like, Robert Downey Jr.'s retirement from the MCU was...
And Chris Evans.
And Chris Evans' retirement from the MCU. I just remember a lot of people were reporting on Robert Downey Jr. just for the sake of...
He's the one that started it.
He was the one that started it all, yeah. It's like, yeah, him and Chris Evans were retired from the MCU. We had a bunch of other stuff.
That's so weird to say that you're retired.
Yeah, that's so weird.
It's just so funny because, like, Captain America had the first Avenger in his title, but yet Iron Man came out first.
Iron Man was yeah. We'll get to the Star Wars stuff in a little bit, but I want to stay on the Marvel plan for a moment. So, remember when we talked about the San Diego Comic-Con announcements with the Eternals, and I was kind of like, I don't know, just because, like, I'm not the biggest fan of Angelina Jolie, which... You guys apparently really like Angelina because
I liked her in Maleficent.
When Chrissy, Brad, and Suya were over here, they're just like, bro, like Tomb Raider, she was great, and I was just like,
the Tomb Raider movies. I didn't really watch them
they
per se, but like Maleficent, I do remember.
I never watched Maleficent, never watched it, but it's like I don't know, I can't explain why. I've never been the biggest fan of Angelina Jolie. Growing up, it was like, oh yeah, she's hot as Laura Croft. I was like, is she? I mean, she doesn't look bad, but is she hot? No.
I remember she kissed a dude underwater.
She did kiss a dude underwater. That is very true. And it's like, it's not that she's a bad actress. I'm just not the biggest fan of Angelina Jolie. But now I'm excited to see what they're doing with the Eternals because Kit Harington, Jon Snow himself.
Literally the only reason I might watch it.
Yeah, same. Because
I don't know anything about what this movie is about.
If the summary sounds good enough and the trailer looks
I'd want to see a trailer first.
I'm going to Wikipedia. I need to know what the fuck this is going to be about.
Well... Yeah.
Apparently from what I heard in the grapevine, this is supposed to be before Guardians of the Galaxy or something.
Yeah.
With the Immortals, like with the gold.
Because they're another space group, right?
Yeah, like it's supposed to be it's supposed to reference the gold people at the end of number 2.
From 2, yeah.
Yeah, I think I could be totally wrong. Could be mixing it up with something else, but that's what I thought I heard.
I'm looking it up.
So another big thing while you're looking that up is Black Panther 2 was announced. It's gonna be coming out in 2022, which is gonna be exciting. They don't have it in this article, but they had...
I like that line. This movie raked in basically $1 bazillion.
Basically, $1 bazillion!
Wait, where is this?
Wait, underneath Black Panther, the movie raked basically $1 bazillion.
Beautiful.
The only thing that's going to be interesting is just half of why I love Black Panther so much was Michael B. Jordan and Killmonger was just easily one of my favorite Marvel villains of all time.
Wakanda forever.
Wakanda forever, yeah. It was like Michael B. Jordan it's just the writing between like the two dichotomies of how to handle Wakanda. That kind of was like an allegory for like racial equality. It was really, really fucking well done. Like the kind of the taking it to him attitude that Killmonger had, and the kind of pacifist mindset that T'Challa had. Like that's some real world shit.
It's literally MLK versus
Malcolm X. And it's like but it was very thought provoking and provocative. It was a movie that needed to be done, and it wasn't shoehorned in. It didn't feel like it was an afterthought. It was really well written and done. So I just would like to see what they're going to do with the sequel. I would also just want more Shuri, because Shuri was fantastic.
And Okoye.
And Okoye was pretty great. So, I mean, she's not going to be in The Walking Dead anymore, so she can dedicate...
Regardless, though.
Oh, I'd say, because that means she could dedicate more time for Black Panther. It's not in this article, but more info that was released by Anthony Mackie about Falcon the Winter Soldier is that Falcon's not actually Captain America. Which blows your fucking mind. What's your thought?
She's flipping the table.
You're flipping table. What are your thoughts about Anthony Mackie saying that?
Well, then what is it going to be about?
He quite literally said that it was a literal "please hold on to this shield for an old man" is the way that he described it.
Bucky's not Captain America, so then what is it? Just gonna...
Maybe this is going to be the initiation of how one of them ends up eventually becoming Captain America.
I thought Falcon was Captain America.
I thought Falcon was.
I mean,
maybe there's going to be a whole dichotomy of like. Sorry, I did not mean to interrupt you. You go ahead.
It could have been just that Cap gave him the shield, and now he's just going to live up to the name.
What I was going to say was, I'm thinking maybe the start of the show. Maybe it's a spoiler, which is why he's not saying it. Maybe at the start of the show, he doesn't feel he's worthy of being Captain America, and then by the end of the show, he takes on the moniker Captain America because he's like, okay, he feels like he's earned it.
Or maybe Bucky's gonna hold on to the shield until he thinks
maybe Bucky ends up proving himself and he becomes Captain Bucky.
But I want Falcon to be Captain America.
I do want Falcon.
I thought that was a pivotal.
No, but I'm saying like Bucky hold on to it for Sam
for safekeeping.
Yeah.
Until he thinks Sam is ready for it.
That's true. And then there's the end of the
you haven't earned it yet.
The end of the series is just Bucky standing there looking at Sam, and Bucky's got the shield in his non-metal arm, and he hands it out. It's like,
finally,
this is for you, buddy. And it's like, there you go. And it's not even Bucky and Sam. It's just Sebastian Stan and Anthony Mackie just being like, yo, bro, you earned this shit. Let's go. Because you said they're best friends IRL, right?
Yeah.
So it's like,
yep, he's crashed at Sebastian.
I'm excited just for the sake of those two are so close. It's gonna be good.
Okay, so the Eternals thing.
Uh-huh.
For anybody that didn't read the comics, which is all of us.
Yeah.
Set at the beginning of the universe, the Eternals, an immortal alien race created by the Celestials, are sent to Earth to protect humanity from their evil counterparts, the Deviants.
Okay.
It's the only thing the premise is giving me right now.
Alright.
Okay.
So we're in space, motherfuckers!
I had to see a trailer before
I would want to see a trailer too.
So much space.
No more space. Let's see. Other stuff. You were telling me about that Marvel What If series. So can you give a breakdown of what that What If series is actually going to be?
So it's an animated series basically saying, like, what if things in their MCU didn't happen? Like, for example, what if Bucky didn't fall off the train? Or what if Captain America didn't become Captain America, instead Peggy took on the serum instead? Yeah. That sort of thing. And it's animated. And
what if Tom Holland wasn't in the MCU? Oh.
And then...
Why?
that episode's already aired. It was called Real Life. Sorry. Anyway, go ahead.
And then it's going to be animated, so they're going to have voice acting by the official Marvel
That's
people.
Going to be cool.
But right now, we don't know if Robert Downey Jr. or Chris Evans is going to be in it.
True, yeah. Or they could just reuse dialogue from them. That could be a thing. Mm-hmm. And just cut a fat royalty check to them. This is like, hey, we're still using your likeness in this series.
Here's some money.
Here's some fucking fat stacks.
You don't even have to ask. Here's the check.
Here's the fat stack. RDJ just looks at the checks like, Marvel? Okay, cool. Nice. Add that to my
account.
Add that to my account. Yeah, cash that check.
Cash money.
It's like Josh Brolin. Just give it to my accountant.
Yeah, just give it to my accountant. That's great. There's She-Hulk. She-Hulk's going to be a series on Disney Plus,
which apparently some sections of the internet didn't realize that She-Hulk was already a thing.
One of my favorite things on the internet was all of the fucking
SJWs.
No, it's not it's the conservative angle anti-SJW people that were like, wow, there's too many women in the MCU. Wow, all this SJW bullshit needs to fucking stop. It's like, dude, when Chrissy, who's like middle of the road but slightly more conservative leaning, is saying you're fucking stupid, you need to chill the fuck out, dude. Like,
when Brad is saying you're stupid.
When Brad is saying this is some dumb bullshit, and Brad's the most conservative leaning out of all of us, like, that's not to say that he's done or said or believes in anything bad. It's just...
No, it's just...
If there's a tier...
That's just where he leans.
And if there's a tier of leaning, you, Chrissy, and Suya are, like, definitely, from what I've experienced, middle of the road. Brad's more conservative leaning. You and I are definitely liberal leaning. But it's like, hey, spoiler alert, we can have different political opinions and still be the best of friends. Fucking spoiler alert. And we can also stand for stupidity on both ends. But seeing those people lose their fucking shit over, wow, this SJW bullshit has gotten too much, not realizing She-Hulk was a comic character. The fact that, of all people, like, their friend Saber was like, I'm actually really excited for She-Hulk. I'm like, that says a lot. Like, that's crazy.
These people must have lost their mind when Spider-Verse came out and had Spider-Gwen.
Wait, well, that's like making Spider-Man a female. You mean Spider-Gwen? May, what are your thoughts on this stupidity with She-Hulk? You're like, I don't know.
I knew She-Hulk was a thing long ago.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I knew She-Hulk because of Marvel vs. Capcom.
I mean, even, like,
I've seen images of her.
Yeah.
This article where Mark Ruffalo even said welcome to the MCU for the She-Hulk lady.
That's gonna be cool.
Or he's approving of it, basically. If that makes
It's going to be interesting because maybe that'll
the seal of approval.
Maybe that'll be his kind of transition out of the MCU. Is he's going to pass the torch off to
I'm still
the
sad he
She-Hulk.
never got his solo
that's gonna
movie
be so sad.
because Edward Norton got it.
Yeah.
And it made me go to sleep.
Right?
Here's my thing.
Edward Norton, I'm sure, is not a bad actor. That movie just was not.
I don't
Yeah.
think there's enough with the Hulk to warrant another movie. I think him being in other MCU movies has been perfect.
I know. It's just I
get it. I want more Mark Ruffalo as well.
I personally think Mark Ruffalo is a great actor.
He's
That's why I
fantastic.
wanted to
Especially
see-
because, like, a lot of this generation doesn't know anything about the original Hulk, like the TV
Yeah.
series or even the older movies or something.
Have you seen photos of the 80s Hulk when he's Hulk? It's so cheesy.
Yeah.
It's so good.
It hasn't aged that well.
I'd argue movies like Aquaman haven't aged well as far as the visual aspect goes, but those movies are still fucking fun to watch. Call me Ocean Master.
Yeah, but there are some movies that, like, with time, they still hold up. Like Jurassic Park.
Jurassic Park looks great.
Like, something like that still holds up.
You want to know a movie that doesn't? You want to know a movie that doesn't look that great? Batman and Robin.
I like that one.
Bat credit card, dude. Hell yeah.
Bat nipples.
Bat nipples. Oh, bat nipples are the best. They're so bad, but it's the best.
Why does it have a sound?
Why? Anyway, so where the fuck was I at? What was the other Disney Plus show that they announced? It was She-Hulk. It was
Lots of them.
lots of good stuff. There's stuff that we missed out, but I'd say that was
WandaVision, Loki.
WandaVision had information. Loki.
They announced Doctor Strange in the
Multiverse
of
of
Madness.
Did they give? Because I thought that was all announced at San Diego Comic-Con, but like, did they give more information at
I
D23?
don't know. I'm just listing
I don't know.
stuff I heard.
There's a theory going around as to what the Multiverse of Madness might be about
Yeah.
in terms of, like, Strange's mentality. Because someone brought up how many outcomes he had to watch.
Oh, he's probably lost his mind a little bit. That'll
And
be interesting.
Apparently, the WandaVision show, which is supposed to be on Disney Plus, is supposed to tie into that movie.
Apparently, WandaVision is supposed to explain why Scarlet Witch is in
Yep.
Multiverse of Madness.
Yep, it's gonna explain it. I'm like, oh.
Which I initially was not excited for that
I
series
gotta
at
watch
all,
it.
but now I'm interested to see how that goes.
Well, because there was also the warning at the end of the first Doctor Strange movie of, messing with time doesn't end well.
Yeah.
There are consequences to what you're doing. You're
Yeah.
literally fucking up the time continuum.
Yeah.
What if
Well,
it comes
why
back
did
to
there was
bite
a
him?
sequel anyway? Because remember at the end of the movie, that dude that was taking the people's life force and stuff, and he was evil.
Dude,
Remember that guy?
remember Mads Mikkelsen was in that movie?
Yep,
Yeah.
he was the bad guy, like usual.
This was before he went to Death Stranding.
This is before he became Hideo Kojima's lover and everything. No, I'm kidding. He became his best friend.
He
There
became
you go.
old Victor.
He became old Victor, and
And
Kojima is old
old
Yuri.
Yuri.
Yeah. Man, older Victor and Yuri look so wholesome, and it's like, no, it's just two bros having lunch.
And then you gotta add in Norman Reedus.
Norman Reedus, the funky fetus.
Is Norman gonna be Makachi?
Yes. Makachi is the third.
If we have
No,
Victor
He's
Yuri.
just wearing
No,
a
he's-
dog kigurumi.
No,
Please.
he's Yurio.
Oh, he is. Yeah.
To dye his hair though.
Well, I mean, because you know,
called
in,
wig.
in most in official art, aren't they all together hanging out? Yurio, Yuri, and
Yuri's
Victor.
Yurio is usually angry, but yes.
Yeah, they're hanging out, right? That's what it's
Well,
like.
because Yurio and Victor live in Russia. That's where they're from.
Well, I mean, you know,
Come to Mother Russia.
I mean, sometimes Norman Reedus can look angry.
True.
Have you seen The Walking
I'm about to
Dead?
say, have you seen The Walking Dead? Yeah.
Anywho.
Let's see, side things before we get to my favorite part of the Star Wars stuff. Lizzie McGuire's coming back. Hilary Duff is coming back as Lizzie McGuire. I remember watching
What
this
year is this?
I know.
This is year of the reboots.
Yeah. I remember hearing that. I was just like, huh. And I was like, no, I remember actually liking Lizzie McGuire going up.
I don't know why they're remaking Lady and the Tramp, though.
I don't know why they're remaking
I'm
Lady and the Tramp.
iffy on that one.
I do have one cool fact about that because my friend Nikki lives in Arizona. She said that I forget which dog it is. I think it might have been the one playing Tramp. Is a rescue from Phoenix.
That's
Oh,
cute.
yeah.
I'm just like, oh.
I'll just stick with my cartoon version of Lady and the Tramp.
Yeah.
That's just
There was a post on Twitter, I think either you or you shared it, I know we've all seen it, that someone had said these Disney live action remakes would be a million times better if the post-credit scene
Yeah.
at every movie was Maleficent showing up saying, I want to talk to you about Kingdom
she
Hearts.
shared it on me.
And I was just like, hey, you know what? I would be down for that, actually.
KHCU, please.
The KHCU, see, I would be okay with that.
Do I get Riku to show up?
Dude, you're gonna get
duh.
like Riku. Well, because if they're going Kingdom Hearts 1, he's gonna be a kid. Then
With
2's
the
gonna happen.
Stupid parachute pants.
Yeah, but then 2's gonna happen, and he's gonna be an adult, and he's gonna have like rippling like biceps.
Just remember, they're all gonna have the clown shoes.
They're all gonna have the clown shoes. Oh man,
Including Riku.
No.
They're just gonna go to Hot Topic and get the slippers.
They're gonna buy the slippers.
They're
yeah.
fashion disasters walking.
Okay, yeah, you're telling me. God, who would they cast for Kingdom Hearts movie?
Haley Joel.
He could be an older Sora.
He could.
You never know.
You could- I mean,
He just has to shave.
True.
It
yeah,
can be done.
Got to be a pretty boy.
Yep.
This
This is why Hollywood has makeup artists.
that is very.
I mean, if they could age Daniel Radcliffe for the end of
If
Harry
they
Potter
could-
7,
If they could fucking age, Steve Rogers.
That's true.
and they can de-age,
Samuel Jackson
yeah,
for Captain
or
Marvel.
Coulson.
I'm glad you knew how
Or
I was
Coulson,
talking.
yeah.
See, they can do it.
That's
It can
true.
be done.
Well, the most important stuff. I'm sorry to say, eat a dick, Marvel, because get the fuck out of the way. We got Star Wars news at D23,
And you
I
eat
was
a
like, what?
dick.
and you eat a dick. Everyone eats a dick. No, I don't want Marvel to eat a dick, but
We get the cakes that are shaped like
the
a
dick cakes. Yeah.
I
Well,
like
it's- I
Ewan
don't.
McGregor.
Yeah,
I like him.
I'm so glad he brought Ian McGregor because he's coming back. He's gonna be Obi-Wan Kenobi.
He's
They-
just not gonna look like that.
He's not going to be. He's not going to look like Sir Alec Guinness, who is the name of the guy who.
Is he still alive?
No, he died ages ago.
Oh, rip.
Yeah, he passed away decades ago, if I remember correctly.
So after
I mean, he was already an old man when the movies were out.
Yeah.
So
when you're done, I have a question about Star Wars.
Oh, I cannot wait to answer your
Here
question.
we go.
So, Ian McGregor is coming back for the Obi-Wan Kenobi series on Disney Plus, and it's going to take place between Revenge of the Sith and Episode 4. So it's going to be kind of filling in that gap, which I'm just like, dude, Ian McGregor was unironically my favorite part of the prequels.
Another thing to get for Disney Plus.
Yeah.
I'm planning on getting it.
I'm actually really excited for us to have Disney Plus because there's going to be some cool stuff that they're going to be doing.
Depending on when this comes out, though, because originally I was going to get it only for Falcon and the Winter Soldier, but that comes out in 2020.
I may get it sooner because The Mandalorian comes out sooner, and I'm really
Nobody cares about the Mandalorian.
Shut the fuck up! I
Nobody-
care about.
Whoa.
I care.
I don't even know what it's about.
It's about a bounty hunter who's taking influence from Jango and Boba Fett.
Whoa.
Boo.
Fuck off! It looks awesome. Fucking, you're a fucking hater,
I
dude.
am a hater for Boba Fett and Jango.
Fight.
Well, I did it.
Bobo.
I said Boba Fett. For Boba Fett and Jango Fett, even though I can
This
never.
is not a clown.
Even though I never get their names right. I always get them mixed up. I don't know who is who, but I don't care about no Boba Fett or Jango Fett.
They're not. It's a dude who
Bobo Fett,
Bobo.
Django, and Jango.
You didn't even know that Yoda was a weird dude that rode on Luke Skywalker's back in episode 5.
It's been years, okay? Give me some
To be
slack.
fair, I haven't seen the movies in years either.
I didn't even remember he did handstands in the
Yeah,
training.
you didn't remember there were handstands in episode 5.
The only thing I remember is I don't remember what I remember from that movie.
Spoken like a true Star Wars fan.
Yeah, I didn't claim myself to be a true
Hey,
fan.
you said your favorite Star Wars was The Last Jedi, so you can't talk. No, I'm kidding.
No, I'll say.
Which is funny, because The Last Jedi was my favorite since Empire, which I was going to ask you what my favorite Star Wars movie was, and I just spoiled it.
Well, spoiler alert, I would not remember it. I would have been like, oh, that one. I would have said the Clone Wars or some shit.
No! That is
Insert
my
correct answer here.
That is my least favorite, but also, no, that movie's even boring. Like, at least episode 3 is funny to
But
watch.
number 2 has the cringy lines.
Oh, number 2 does have the same
Yeah, but
line.
number 3, it's over, Anakin.
I have the higher ground. Yeah, remember the cake we made?
What's the name of number 3?
Revenge of the Sith.
Revenge of the Sith.
Yes.
That's right.
Anakin, you're breaking my heart. You're going down a path I can't follow. When he's laying there and he spits out the liquor, he's like, I hate you.
You were meant to destroy the Sith,
Not
not
join
join
them.
them.
You were my brother, Anakin.
I love you.
It has a phlegm.
A phlegm-ass loogie spits out of his face.
That's what I remember that
She died of a broken heart.
scene. And sex
Medically, there's nothing wrong with her. But
He
yes,
killed-
she's dying.
He killed younglings. Why did Anakin have
Also-
to kill the children?
Also, episode 3. No.
Yeah, there is the no button, which was just Darth Vader saying no whenever something goes wrong in your life.
I might bring it up, actually.
It's pretty great. But no, fuck you. I'm excited for The Mandalorian.
for some bounty hunter guy.
Oh,
Okay.
dude, because the thing is, you never get like the weird, shady side of what goes on in the Star Wars universe.
With the bounty hunters?
Yeah, like the bounty hunters were such a backseat in the original trilogy.
Were they?
Yeah, they were. And it's like even in the prequels, like Jango Fett was like a throwaway character that like got like
Is that the dad or the son?
that was the dad.
Okay.
The dad is Jango Fett.
I'm not gonna remember.
I say George Lucas fucked this up really bad. The dad is Jango Fett, and the son, who was in the original trilogy, is Boba Fett. And the new person in The Mandalorian is
Some random dude.
some random chick. Who,
Chick. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
But the thing is that like we never get like that side of the Star Wars universe. So that's half the reason why I'm excited. I was like, we're getting a different kind of story, and I'm so excited.
This
for
is
that.
not Solo.
Ooh, yeah.
No, I did not.
Solo.
Still haven't watched it.
You're not missing
You're
much.
not missing much. I mean, the only good thing is
Donald Glover, who is Lando Calrissian.
that's the only
Yeah.
good thing. Yeah.
But the other thing with Star Wars is the Episode 9, the Rise of Skywalker trailer that come out.
Yay.
May, what did you think of the trailer for the Rise of Skywalker?
Oh no, Rey's evil. What do we do?
Have you seen
What?
Have you seen the GIF going around of her with,
With the
like
Swiss Army
the
stuff?
Swiss Army knife, the Swiss
Yeah.
Army saber? Yeah,
I was just excited because it showed Poe for 1 second in
Yeah, it
his Nathan
did.
Drake attire.
Just 1 second.
But
I mean, that was the only second she
That's
needed.
the only good second. The only good. That was the only second I needed in my life.
Not even the second where BB-8 was rolling around.
Okay, well that was good too. But Poe as Nathan Drake.
That's true.
That's the best part.
But BB-8.
But
Like the
BB-8's
part,
BB-8.
the part with Rey was crazy, but I cannot fucking wait for that fight with Rey and Kylo Ren on that
Again.
on that like water ship.
They're always having
And I'm
some
like,
fights.
they're always fighting. It's like they're brother and sister, and they don't want to say that they're brother and sister yet.
They're probably gonna magically somehow say that.
They're
Well, then again, no, because I forgot because Kylo Ren, his parents are
Ben.
it's Han Solo and Leia.
Yes.
So technically, she can't. Well, I guess
She doesn't know who her parents are
True.
still.
Somehow magically,
All
could have been
that
like,
was said.
Because
at the-
Kylo basically told her they were nothing.
They were nothing. They were nobodies. But the thing is that was Kylo Ren trying to get. People complained about that so much, but they don't understand fundamentals of Star Wars. That a person on the Sith is going to manipulate the truth in order to try to convert someone to the dark side and pull from the darkness. And he knew
because
that
anger is the way to the dark side.
And he knew that her finding her parents was important to her and squashing that even with manipulating the truth. That's why it's like as soon as he said it, I'm like, well, of course he would say that, but we don't know the truth. Yeah. So, which is why J.J. Abrams has been saying, yeah, we're going to actually reveal the truth about that. J.J. Abrams, yes. Mira, what did you think about the new Star Wars trailer?
You're forgetting the really big thing at the very end with the Emperor.
Didn't they reveal that?
No, they revealed the Emperor
ages
already.
ago.
Yeah,
but didn't...
At the end of the very first one, the audio trailer, that's what everyone
lost. The audio, that was in the teaser.
Everyone lost their crap.
The big thing that was revealed in this trailer was Sith Rey.
Mm-hmm.
With the double saber.
The past one is the voiceover of the Emperor, and everyone lost their shit because they're like, oh my god, the Emperor's alive.
Never mind, apparently. I'm stupid.
You're not stupid. No, you're not stupid. And you just confuse the trailers. It's all good.
I remember your friend...
You've only watched the trailers once. I'm the Star Wars, fuckboy who, lives and breathes Star Wars. So, I've watched them multiple times.
I mean, I would if I had access to the movies.
I know.
But I don't really.
You technically do.
It's called Fire Stick.
Yeah, but you know my complaint.
I know your
complaint. It's the same complaint you have.
What's the complaint?
That there's no actual good quality versions of the unedited, of the unaltered original trilogy. Which my dad has VHS tapes.
Because past a certain point, there have been so many different changes that it's just I hate them.
You all have to go with the original. We can't just watch
because
I will accept up to a certain point, but after that, I'm
before 1997 when they started adding the CGI shit.
And they changed the thing with Han.
CGI shit because it was stupid.
Also, the whole bit of Han doesn't shoot first.
Yeah.
Is it really that such a big deal?
Yeah, okay. You want to know? Okay, can I explain to you why Han shooting first was the biggest deal?
Because that's what caused the thing, right?
No, because it's a thing of his personality. He's this badass that shoots first and asks questions later.
He literally, the way that he was set up in the original 1977 movie, he was this scummy dude.
Impulsive guy.
He was this scummy smuggler.
He's literally basically shoot first, ask questions later.
He's basically the space rogue. Mm-hmm. That's basically what he was. Yeah. So
that's your introduction. So
Greedo's we've been tracking. It's yeah, I bet you have, and shooting him under the table. That was some mafia shit, and that just painted him to be he shot Greedo because he's yeah, you think you're going to get away with this? You don't know what I've been planning, and just shoots him.
Why don't we just go buy a really cheap VCR for you guys then?
Well, the thing is that I want to, because my dad has
we want to convert them to
We're going to convert them to digital format so we can actually
How about I just watch them just how
you
they
can.
are now? Because
we're just sticklers.
Yeah, I could tell.
Like I said, Star Wars fuckboy over here.
But no, it's just one of those things of it changed part of his personality when they made that switch because it's just your introduction to him literally was just that whole scene of him shooting Greedo from under the table.
He's the slimy badass. That's what he was.
Lucas's character of he's gonna avenge his family, he's gonna become a Jedi, blah blah blah. And then you get introduced to Han Solo, who's this really for all intents and purposes, he's painted kind of like a bad guy just because of his line of work.
Remember Obi-Wan when they get to Mos Eisley, there's never been a bigger hive or more wretched hive of scum and villainy.
Yeah.
And I probably fucked up that line.
No, that's it. That's the line.
There's never been a more wretched hive of scum and villainy. So, of course,
Han
a bad
would be
guy
there.
like Han Solo would be in a wretched hive of scum and villainy.
Because also, smugglers, they're on the run anyway.
Yeah. So
it would make sense for him to shoot first and ask questions later because a lot of people are after this guy.
Yes.
Y'all should
them changing that scene, just, it bastardized him.
Yeah.
Well, you better be talking to George Lucas who's rolling in that dough because he don't care. He don't care. Anymore. He just got that money.
Oh, trust me, the fandom blew up.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. This is my question.
What's your Star Wars question? Regardless, I'm super excited. I think the trailer looks awesome. And it's going to be great. Your question about Star Wars.
Oh, this is not part of the question, but who's the actor that played adult Anakin that went, I hate you?
That was Hayden Christensen.
What is he doing nowadays? Is he still acting?
I don't know. Maybe Shakespeare in the Park at his local theater troupe? I don't know.
Let me look at
What has Hayden Christensen been doing?
Because I only remember him in Star Wars. That's it.
He did one movie after Star Wars, and that was it.
Maybe he became a monk.
He became an actual Jedi.
Yeah.
No.
He didn't say I hate you.
That is very true.
With the flip and all.
I hate you. Anyway, what's your actual story?
That was it.
Oh, that was your question.
My question. Yeah, what is he doing?
It still says he's an actor.
Wow, I haven't seen him do anything.
Let me see.
Anything recent?
I mean, it still technically says Jake Lloyd's an actor, but he's been in jail for the last 3 years.
But he also walked away after episode 1.
True.
Because of the fandom being absolute shitbags.
True.
But that's kind of like how, remember that one time when I was asking about Haley Joel Osment? I'm like, I don't see him in anything anymore. Is he still an actor? And apparently
He was working 13 years on Kingdom Hearts 3.
Yeah, apparently he's still acting.
What?
Huh.
It still says present.
Holy shit.
That's a thing.
I'm gonna look and see what recent
He
stuff
should have went
is.
to D23. Okay,
Yeah. He's been to some of the preview or the premiere nights for the newer movies.
Say, do you think he sits there and watches Star Wars and goes, yeah, I was in this?
He probably watches the newer Star Wars like, why couldn't I just be in these ones?
Because then he wouldn't have the meminess of,
True.
I hate sand, it's coarse, it gets everywhere.
You gotta know that like when he was recording that shit and he had no chemistry with Natalie Portman because nobody has chemistry with Natalie
Not
Portman.
even Chris
Not
Hemsworth doesn't.
Not even Chris Hemsworth has
that chemistry in that.
which is, it still baffles me she's coming back.
Fun fact, he was in an episode of Goosebumps and Are You Afraid of the Dark?
No shit!
Yeah.
Damn,
But
okay.
yet she's somehow gonna be female Thor now. In 4. In 4.
The
Thor
director for
Thor 4.
the 4.
Thor Love and
Four.
Thunder.
Why couldn't they call it Thor? Because I know it's called Thor Love and Thunder, but the word Thor was THOUR.
Oh yeah.
Thor.
Thor.
Thor Love and Thunder.
Four. Because nobody wants.
It's Thor 4.
Because nobody wanted to say it with a lisp.
The 4.
The fourth.
The 4.
The fourth.
The 4th. Thor the 4th.
So the last credits I'm seeing are for last year.
Really?
Wow.
Who was he in last year?
Okay, so last year he was in 2 movies called The Last Man and Little Italy.
Okay.
And for TV, they had an archive recording from one of the episodes of, I guess, maybe Clone Wars? I don't know, but he's in Star Wars Rebels.
Oh, the animated
Really?
series.
There was an archive recording that they put in there
Oh.
for Anakin.
Which that was another Star Wars thing that the Clone Wars is coming back to Disney Plus. They're doing a new season.
Yep.
But as far as TV goes, like the last thing he acted in was in 2000.
Oh, okay. So he just does
Okay.
movie stuff now.
Movies, yeah.
Okay, so he's still going.
He's still going. We just
Strong.
never see
We
him.
never see him in-
He ducked down into like indie films probably.
Like Haley Joel Osment.
Could.
Like Haley, yeah. HJO.
HG.
Remember
Remember when we went to jail for drugs?
Yeah.
What?
He went to
What a
He
what?
went to drugs for jail.
Hey, did you guys know that Riku's voice actor was in
Seventh Heaven.
Seventh
right?
Heaven? Yeah, he was the son.
Seventh Heaven.
Do you know Drake Bell was in this game?
I'm yeah, Drake Bell and Ben Diskin
Yeah,
were in a room
they're
together.
young Xehanort and
Yeah.
young Ericus.
Isn't Drake Bell gonna be at Comic-Con?
He's gonna be at LA Comic Con. What was the announcement?
yeah.
There was another.
They just
announcement.
announced that they're doing a Kim Possible reunion.
Yeah.
Will Friedle and Christy Carlson Romano are gonna
Yo,
be there.
did you hear?
Will Friedle, dude.
Nice.
You know, you know what made me sad?
What?
He was Lionel's voice actor in the reboot. And
I
it
know.
Got canceled. You know he was Cypher in Kingdom Hearts 2?
He was?
Yeah.
Oh no.
That was undeniable proof that I totally owed you, lamers.
Oh.
Cypher!
Oh shit. No, the announcement that you would be interested in, even though I don't know if we're going at all or not, but Nerdbot,
I thought you were wanting.
they just announced yesterday Ray Parker, the guy who was Darth Maul,
Oh shit.
is going to be at
Oh
Nerdbot.
no.
Nerd Expo?
Nerd Expo, yeah.
I was like Nerd Bob. What is that?
Nerdbot's Nerd Expo, whatever.
Oh.
Yeah, Ray Parker, who
The
was...
guy who I looked up as a kid and said I wanted to be when I grew up.
Yeah!
No joke. When I was a kid,
Yeah, he
I
was
said I wanted
awesome.
to be Darth Maul when I grew up. That was probably
Yeah.
not a good goal to aspire to.
Your mom was so proud.
Yep. No, I wanted.
I mean, I would say you're doing pretty well today.
I wanted the face paint, the
Yeah.
horns and all, get sliced in half, but somehow we stay alive. Like, 'cause
Yeah!
we didn't die.
That was the
apparently.
big thing. By the way, spoiler alert for the end of Solo is Darth Maul is at the end of Solo with fucking robot legs.
Yeah, that's
So
just.
we'll just rewind or fast forward to the end of the movie and just watch that.
Just watch that scene,
Because I
yeah.
remember we went. I was like, what the.
You're like, what the fuck? What?
And then apparently he actually did die in the animated series. Like,
Yeah,
they
he
killed
had
him.
come back
They
in
killed him
one of
off.
the animated series and then died. Well, how great would that have been? I've always said this, and various YouTubers have done it and talked about it, but Darth Maul should have been the villain of all 3 of the prequels.
But then he just died. But then
Yeah,
Qui-Gon
they made him go out like a bitch.
I was gonna say he died like a little bitch.
Yep. I mean, he did, and Qui-Gon Jinn died too. So Liam Neeson
needed to leave to start working on Taken.
Yep, he
Yeah,
died.
but like Qui-Gon died like a badass though.
He did.
Darth Maul went out like a bitch.
He did.
Yeah.
That's the one thing.
But the cool thing is, like, Darth Maul had the scene when Obi-Wan's hanging out the thing, and he's like scraping his lightsaber with all the sparks flying out. Like,
right?
that was some baller ass shit. And then he just gets stabbed and then chopped in half and falls over.
But what was more disappointing, that or the ending to Iron Man 2 with the boss fight?
Oh.
They're both pretty close.
I would say Iron Man 2 is probably a
pretty
little more
disappointing.
I don't know, man. They're both really close.
God, we got so many more topics to get through.
Oh, okay.
All right. Let's marathon some of these real quick, and then we'll get to the last kind of bit discussion. Okay. So, you cannot take your Star Wars Galaxy's Edge stuff on the airplane, but then that eventually got reversed. May, can you give me...
4 hours ago.
4 hours ago, it got reversed. May, give us the breakdown of what the deal is with that.
The little Coke bottles in Star Wars Galaxy Edge look like little bombs.
Yeah, thermal detonators, yeah.
I think a couple...
TSA was like, nope.
Yeah, a couple days ago, I read this. They said they couldn't take it because it looked like bombs, so people were having to, like, UPS that stuff.
Yeah.
But then 4 hours ago, we just saw they reversed their decision. TSA said, "Okay, you can take them on now."
As of Friday evening, 4 hours ago.
Yeah,
which I mean makes sense because you get these from Disney. Disney is selling them.
Disney had to have thought of this.
I know, but you know, TSA, they have to take more cautions nowadays because you know the world is a very crappy place.
Yeah.
But now it's just.
It's just one of those things of like, if Disney is selling them and you can prove that you got it from Disney, you should be allowed to bring it on the plane.
I know, but once again, it's...
If anything, keep your receipt with you.
Yeah, I know, but once again, it's a thing of they have to be cautious because you never know nowadays. Yeah. So, but I'm glad they at least reversed it because I knew some people, they want to take them on the plane. They can't because, well, now they can't. But before, I mean, obviously, I live here in California close to Disneyland, so I can just drive home with it.
Well, like the people
plus
that
on
fly
top of that,
out
I mean,
here,
like... I mean, do they have any Star Wars stuff at the Florida one?
It just opened.
It just did, okay.
Yeah.
So imagine people going all the way to Florida, getting their bottle there, and then coming back home. Mm-hmm. That wouldn't be right.
That's probably what caused the whole TSA thing.
Probably
because it just opened.
Because I would say the influx of people that fly to... I mean, there's still a bunch of people that fly to Disney, California, but there are more people fly to Disney World,
Yeah, a lot of families go to the Florida one because, you know, that was the OG one. That's where everyone was wanting.
No, California's the OG one.
It is.
It's the one everyone associates, though.
So California is the OG one, but when you think of vacation destinations, because it's almost like a whole island's worth of stuff.
Walt Disney World.
Walt Disney World. Also, Walt Disney World's the bigger one.
Yeah, because it has multiple stuff.
Yeah.
Like the Animal Kingdom. It used to be the Epcot. They don't have that anymore.
They don't have Epcot anymore.
But yeah, that's what... When you think vacation, you think of Walt Disney World.
Basically, until I met you guys, I never knew California even had anything Disney related.
Oh yeah, we're the OG Disney.
Basically, the first park that ever opened was the one over here.
Here, I'll tell you some real quick fun facts. So there is a building in Disneyland that's actually Walt Disney's apartment. He used to live up there and watch the guests go to his theme park.
Yeah.
And it's still, like, to this day, like, it's still set up to where how he used to live in. People don't really go in there. I think you have to get special access, but it was an apartment. Like, some people can go in there.
It's probably closed.
I hear
you can't go unless you have special connections. Like, they don't let anyone go in.
I hear if you sneak in at night and you steal a security guard's key code, you can find his frozen head inside the apartment in the secret room. No, I'm kidding.
You gotta knock the guard out.
But
you gotta knock the guard out.
I will say, speaking of his head, I don't know how true this is, but there's a rumor that under the Haunted Mansion, his head is in there.
Really?
Cryogenically frozen.
Oh yeah.
Under Haunted Mansion.
I don't know where it was frozen, but I know there's
it's supposed to be under Haunted Mansion apparently.
Do you know that there's
that's just a theory.
Did you know that there was a conspiracy?
Disney theory.
Yeah. and podcast. No. I hope Matt Pat doesn't sue us for that. No, he's not sue happy. He's fine. But he likes the.
I'm
memes.
Just putting it out right there. I am still a fan. Don't come after us.
No, what I'm saying is, I may not follow him anymore, but I've never seen him as the sue happy kind of guy. Yeah.
What were you gonna say about Disneyland?
So, no, I was gonna say something about the conspiracy theory about Walt Disney apparently they made the movie Frozen to curb Google trends for people to stop searching for Walt Disney
frozen
like his body frozen, but Walt Disney's frozen.
Oh, the movie?
The movie.
Nice.
So I was like, oh, that's a
The second
stretch.
one's coming out in a few months.
Oh, I couldn't care less.
I'm excited for it.
You can go watch it, and
I'll watch
you
it.
two can go on a girls' night
I'll
and
take
go
her
see
with me.
it.
We'll go see
You guys
it.
can have a girls' date, and then
Maybe
I'll
the
sit
songs-
here and masturbate and drink beer.
And you'll be like Spider-Man behind the desk.
Yes. I'm
Well,
just sitting here masturbating.
they're off having a good time watching the movie, and here I am.
We'll come back
masturbating.
home and she'll be like, Greg, I stole your girl.
I'll be like, cool.
Yeah.
I knew it was going to happen eventually.
Yep.
All right, Mira, like I said, powering through some of these topics. Mira, you're starting to watch Demon Slayer. What do you think of Demon Slayer?
10 episodes in, I really like it.
10 episodes in, you really like it. Give me a brief summary and who your favorite character is.
Basically, this boy, Tanjiro, his family gets killed by demons, and he's on a quest to find the demon that killed his family. And his sister is also a demon,
Turned into a demon.
because she turned into a demon.
By that same demon that killed his family.
Yep.
I haven't seen it, but I just know the summary.
Yep.
I didn't know anything about it. I just knew I kind of wasn't interested in it when it was first being released. But
Same
apparently
here.
you say it was something that is really good.
Like I said, I just binged through the first 10 episodes. It's
Yeah.
really good. Favorite characters right now, Tanjiro and Nezuko.
The two mains.
The
yeah.
brothers.
I haven't seen Inosuke yet. I'm sure that opinion will change once I meet him, because apparently he is good boy. But yeah, for right now, Tanjiro and Nezuko.
All I know is that I've been lacking it in the anime department this year, but I need to start Dr. Stone. Apparently
I just
Dr. Stone's
randomly-
really good.
Aaron is in the dub for that.
He is, yeah.
He's Dr. Stone, yeah.
He is Dr. Stone. I'm really excited. Yeah,
Little Alphonse to Dr. Stone.
the way that I've seen it is, like the appeal for Dr. Stone to me is that the main character is like, he's a scientist and he's also kind of like an asshole, but
Yeah.
also
He's a genius, but he's an asshole.
You want to know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of like Iron Man 1 era Iron.
That's what I was
Tony
thinking
Stark.
of too.
That's
Yep.
literally what his personality's like. Is
Well, because, like, when we went to the Crunchyroll panel at AX, that's how Victoria described him. Was
Yeah.
like, he's a genius, but he's also a snarky asshole.
yeah, basically.
And
I was
that's
like,
why she loved him.
yeah, that's pretty great. And so it's like I need to get on Dr. Stone. I know My Hero's starting at the end of the year.
We need to sit down and watch
October.
Fire Force.
I need to watch Fire Force.
October's when-
October. Yeah, October. I looked it up. I forgot the exact date, but it's mid-October that it comes out.
I need to finish Promised Neverland. I need to keep going with Fruits Basket.
Apparently a lot of people are loving the remake of Fruits Basket. Apparently it's really good.
I have a coworker right now that she's like, yeah, I'm caught up right now. It's so good.
It still makes me so happy that Laura was able to come back as the main chick. I didn't even watch
So
the
many
original.
OGs came back.
Toru, that was her name?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I never watched the original Fruits Basket, so
I have it over here.
I know. But with the way that I heard how disappointing the ending was,
Yeah.
I'd much rather
You can
watch
compare.
Watch the reboot
Watch the
first,
reboot,
and
yeah.
then go back and watch
Go back to
the
that.
disappointing ending of the first one.
Okay, some quickies. Last of Us 2 gameplay was revealed at GameStop's Managers Conference. As of the recording of this podcast, the footage has not been released, but it's been described, and it is dark, and it is gritty, and we get more Ashley Johnson.
And I told you guys about it.
And you told us all about it. Mira, how excited are you to see this
I'm
new
fucking
footage?
ready for this.
May, do you have any interest at this point, or are you skipping out on this?
Why is it not in my hands right now?
Why is it not in your hands right
Yeah,
now?
I have my qualms about The Last of Us. I don't hate it, I will tell you that. But
You
you're-
just hate the section.
For people that don't know, because she talked about her opinion long ago, you loved the story, but you did not like the gameplay.
yeah, because
Yeah.
I'll admit it, I play on easy. Why? Because I care for the story.
Yeah.
And if
That's how I played Persona.
if I'm
Also because
And Devil May-
zombies.
and
if
also Devil May-
I'm having a long, hard day at work, I don't want a game to frustrate me because I'm going to get even more pissed off.
Well, that's why you don't play, like, true games, like Dark Souls.
Oh, yeah.
And
This
The
is
Last
why
of
you
Us.
don't play for Go.
Yeah, you casual scrub! You don't like the gameplay of The Last of Us, but you'll keep playing for Go even though you keep getting
I don't
cucked.
want a game to frustrate me. Picks up phone.
Yeah, okay. You know what? No, I do gotta call you on
We're
that.
gonna call you.
Because gotcha games are the pinnacle of salt. And you say you want to unwind after a long, hard day at work.
Because gambling makes me unwind.
Oh my god.
This
Okay,
is
you know what? That was a good counterpoint.
You thought this was a podcast. This is an intervention for your goddamn gambling.
I'm trying to take a drink, babe. Oh my god. No. Jokingly giving you shit aside, you loved the story, but you weren't a fan of the gameplay.
Yeah, if I'm on easy and I keep dying, there is a problem. Even if I'm on the easiest setting and I'm doing everything right, if I'm dying, either I just suck as a gamer or
Did you have auto aim and stuff?
I did. I had it on, like I said, I
Even then, it can
I
be a
had
little
the
hard.
easiest setting on. I don't know.
Maybe I'm just used to the slight tweaks they made to the PS4 version.
Well, remember, I played it on PS3.
I know. I originally played it on PS3, and then I played it on PS4 as well.
Once again, it's either because I'm a scrub, but when I'm on the easiest setting and I'm playing as Ellie, if I'm dying even though I'm avoiding stuff, there is something wrong and I am not enjoying this game.
I'll give you this,
anymore.
though. The part with Ellie in the first game was a little more.
That's
Like, Ellie herself, fucking great character.
But playing as her
was hard.
But yeah, that's what really soured my mood for this game, because I was like, I'm dying. I should not be dying. I should be getting to this section no problem on easy, which is the easiest setting. So.
And the thing that was worse about playing that section is Ellie doesn't have any weapons.
Yeah.
She finds her knife, sure, but then you have to kill a soldier to grab a gun. And then you have to keep killing soldiers to get
The
ammo.
moral of the story is I'm a scrub and I should not be playing video games.
Like, she didn't even have her bow and arrow. Just give her that.
I was just going to say that I find it interesting that you did not like The Last of Us gameplay, but you liked Uncharted's gameplay. And when I played of Uncharted's gameplay was way underwhelming.
I will say it does get... I personally think it gets better as the games goes on. The first one, I do have
That's the only one, to be honest, that's the only one I've played.
I will admit the first one is kind of clunky because it's the very first one. That
Yeah,
one there,
fair
where they're trying something. I think the best one out of all is still Uncharted 4.
It's like Kingdom Hearts. The first game was rough.
Oh yeah, it's clunky.
Gameplay-wise.
I'd argue the third one's a little rough.
But I think
gameplay-wise.
But gameplay-wise, no.
Yeah,
but,
with the
gameplay.
gameplay.
Was
but
good.
I
think
Uncharted 4 and The Lost Legacy, those ones are the best ones out of
which those are going to be the basis for the gameplay for Last of Us 2 that I'm
Yeah.
looking at, so.
Well, if I see you guys play it and it gets my interest back up again, I'll play it. But otherwise, I'm just like, meh.
If not, you could just sit and get the story of 2.
Yeah, I'll just watch on YouTube.
I mean, once it gets announced, I plan on pre-ordering that one.
Yeah, same.
If anything, I'm probably gonna do what I did when you got Red Dead 2. I'm just wait till people play. I'm gonna look it up and see what the whole thing is Joel is, and be like, okay, I know now.
Yeah, just don't tell us on that. Like
yeah, totally. I'm just gonna come burst in the room. I'm
you did good with Red Dead because you looked those spoilers up immediately, and
yeah, because I was curious, but I wasn't gonna play.
You kept, especially with how excited I was for Red Dead.
Why would I spoil Last of Us 2 for you guys?
Well, you did it with Danganronpa, so.
I asked you if I could. You said
you
yes.
Never did.
Yes, I did. Yes, I did.
Regardless. Okay.
Old topic for a different day.
Yeah, different topic for a different day. Okay. We're in the music corner now, boys. I'm going to go give some quick stuff. May's about to go on. No, this part, I promise you, is really quick.
Okay, you said something about a song I know. Okay.
Yeah, we'll get to that in just a moment. But Greg's Music Corner, the new Tool record came out, Fear Inoculum. First record in 13 years from the band Tool. For those who don't know, Tool is a progressive metal band.
Not the thing you use to...
Not the thing you use to...
Do home repair.
But it's the band... they're a progressive metal band. They hadn't put out a record in 13 years. It kind of became a meme of like, oh, when's the new Tool record came in? It basically was the music equivalent of Half-Life 3 Confirmed. Because...
It was the music equivalent of, when are we getting Kingdom Hearts 3?
Basically. But I'm going to tell you that, unlike Kingdom Hearts 3, the new Tool album is really good. And
Length of Time was the same.
And yeah. No, I'm going to clarify my Kingdom Hearts 3 comments that I'm seemingly making more and more. The more I think about Kingdom Hearts 3, the more I realize I didn't like it nearly as much as I thought I did when we last talked about it. Like, gameplay was clean, story was stupid. Fucking stupid.
Well, that's what I was saying with 1. It's just like the gameplay is what the sucky part of it was.
But it's not that, like, as a game itself, it was fine. As a story, we had the discussion that Nomura's not the greatest at writing stories. And May, you said that apparently has been a big thing that's been coming out recently, that a lot of people are saying Nomura hasn't been the best at story writing.
I think it started especially with 13-2.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah. But regardless.
Never played that one.
So, new Tool record, Fear Inoculum. Really fucking good. I was nervous when the first single got released for it, which was the title track, Fear Inoculum. It was okay, but didn't feel too much like Tool. Rest of the album comes out. It is very much a Tool album. Shortest song on the record is actually like a weird 4-minute song. Okay, so on the bass record, the physical release, the shortest song is like a 4.5-minute like interlude track that's got some drums and some synthesizer on it, which is crazy and weird. But on the digital version, where they added the songs that wouldn't fit onto the physical version, because for people who do not know, only up to 79 minutes and 59 seconds can fit time-wise onto a CD at a time. So the actual full version of Fear Inoculum was like 87 minutes, if I remember correctly. So they took out 3 interlude tracks. The 3 interlude tracks are okay. They're kind of the only thing that's probably my gripe about the record. But the songs themselves, like, the songs are super long, but they don't feel like they're that. Like, the final track, Tempest, is a 16-minute song, but because of how smoothly it progresses through everything, does not feel like it's a 16-minute song. And it's fantastic. And it's actually really well done. And I'm really happy with how it came out. So, that's been Greg's Music Corner. Tool.
You also have a gripe about some physical copies of CDs that you cannot find.
Yeah. So I went to Target today, and Target, you know, I don't think Target's listening, but Target can eat.
You've been on the hunt for one album.
Target
in particular.
can eat a fucking dick at this point. Love you, Target, but you can eat a fucking dick. But everyone's eating dicks tonight. No, I go to now. May, you can set your phone down because you'll understand this reference. So you know how I've been trying to search for a physical copy of Slipknot's "We're Not Your Kind," their new record.
Yeah.
So I go to Target on my way home today. I was like, fuck it, let me see, because new Tool record came out, new music has come out this week.
You just told Target to eat a dick.
I did.
Oh, okay.
Well, you're going to find out why they need to eat a dick in a moment. So I figured it's Friday. They got to have, because, you know, new Tool records out, you know, they got to have, like, restock of records that are coming in. I walk in. There's no Slipknot, which I'm like, fuck, that album's still sold out. I may just have to get that online.
Probably.
No Tool Fear Inoculum, but they had over 100 copies of the new Taylor Swift album.
Of course.
Like, fuck off, Target. Like, at least
because she's popular, bro.
At least put a small section for Tool, at least. They didn't even have the new Tool record there.
Maybe they hadn't gotten it in yet.
Yeah, that or just, you know, stuff like that. Shawn Mendes, Taylor Swift, you know that stuff's popular. That's why they sell it, because people buy it. I'm not saying they don't buy Slipknot or Tool. You said Tool?
Yeah.
Tool. Yeah. I'm not saying people don't buy that, but...
Well, I mean, obviously people are buying Slipknot because that record's still sold out.
Yeah, well,
also, the demographic for Target is not necessarily people like us. It's more like kids that are in high school right now.
Early teens, preteens.
But
which they're gonna buy the Taylor Swift
or Shawn Mendes
because their parents are gonna approve of that.
Exactly,
and it's on the radio.
That's why there's 100 copies. Of
I know it just it angers
they're
me
like
because
better overstock on Taylor Swift than not stock enough.
Mm-hmm. My thing is just like I get it, but like even though I can't find it, they did good on the release of Slipknot. We're Not Your Kind. Killswitch Engage had a new album that you can still find copies of, and it's like it angered me. Also, my pure disdain for Taylor Swift is also there as well.
That's why.
But no. It's just the fact of just like I walk there, and because like I get that the most copies is going to be for the most popular artist, so that's expected for there to be Taylor Swift.
More.
That being said, they did have the last 2 BTS special editions there that were like $30 a pop.
But again, that doesn't surprise me either.
I'm surprised that those are even still in stock. I'll definitely say that.
People have been pre-ordering a lot of them though too, because a lot of people go on the actual BTS site
that is true.
and get it through there,
that
or they're on Amazon because if you pre-order it through certain places, you get like the photo cards or like other little stuff that's included. So they probably all got theirs online.
Yeah, I don't know. But
the in-store ones are for people like us.
Yeah, it's like because like I have Spotify Premium. And I've wanted, like, I haven't bought an actual physical or digital copy of a record in a while. But with how good the Slipknot record was, I want to purchase the Slipknot record. And then the other one I want to purchase is the Bring Me the Horizon record that came out earlier this year. Because I think I've listened to those so much on Spotify that, you know what, they warrant the $10 to $15 that they're going to cost to get the CD.
The last physical CD I got was the live One More Light
Live from Linkin Park,
which I had to go through a fucking ordeal to
I
get that CD.
I remember that. It's funny you mentioned Linkin Park. Okay.
Oh no.
So.
Oh no.
The other part of the music, and you're going to understand this, man. So, I don't usually put on the radio at all. I'll usually have like whatever I was already listening to when I was getting ready for work. In my ear, obviously one headphone out because that's the law, but one headphone in, whatever's playing, whether it's a YouTube video or new music. Like I had the new Tool album on this morning, etc. Sometimes I'll get into the car and I don't have anything in. I'll just have the headphones around my neck and I'll be like, okay, I'll just turn on the radio for the fuck of it. We have a classic music station here. And they play anything dating back from the 60s to what I've now learned, early 2000s music. Because
it's been over 10 years.
Well, I turned on the radio and Linkin Park's In the End was playing on the oldies station.
You're old, Greg. You're old.
And I was just like...
That was my very first song with
Are you ready for what the next song was after that? Green Day's Holiday.
What?
Oh, God, no.
What's that?
You've heard the song. We'll play it for you.
We'll play it for you afterwards. It's off of their CD, American Idiot.
It's the CD that had Boulevard of Broken Dreams. And Wake Me Up When September Ends.
I know that one. What's the Boulevard one?
Boulevard of Broken Dreams?
I walk this empty street.
Yeah, I'm about to say, yeah.
Yeah. Like, Holiday, you'll have heard
I'll play for you and you'll be like, oh, that song! Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but
Those
Linkin
were, like, one of the
Park's
singles.
In the End was playing.
Yep, it's old. You're
Oh
old.
my god.
You said that album came up, like, what, 19 years ago now?
19 years ago, Hybrid Theory came out.
Yep, that's old.
Jesus.
Totally.
It turns 2 decades next year.
Oh, God. In 2020.
In
It
2020,
turns 20.
It turns 20. Yeah. So, we're all fucking old. Old as shit. Okay. So we're getting into our last 2 topics. This one topic came about because of an update to something that we talked about a few months ago. There was a big update with the ProJarad thing. And we're not going to talk about the response video because you guys haven't watched it. I'm the only one that watched it.
I'm probably not going to.
And I'm not ever going to watch it.
I'm just saying. But just for the sake of people, you guys haven't watched the response video. I did. And to have a proper conversation about the response video warrants watching the video. And you guys just needed the TLDR. All I will say as far as opinions go is I'm glad that he came in with the receipts for the more serious allegations. And it ties into this whole idea that I don't remember if we've talked about on a podcast prior, which is why we're going to kind of keep it a little more on the brief end. But it really kind of brought back up the whole idea of separating art from artist. Because the comment that I made, I think it was when Colin had posted about it, because he was very thankful that ProJarad took 3 months to get all his ducks in a row and post his response disproving the more salacious allegations, which were the soliciting nudes from minors. He came in with the responses from the old Tumblr and the interactions and his demeanor of, he did ask if they were 18 and did kind of say, hey, if you're not okay with this, then please don't feel pressure. And he did bring up an interesting point of he wasn't using his power to get something out of people, but he can understand where the power imbalance is because of his place on a platform like YouTube.
TLDR, he's an ass, but he's not a pedo.
He's not a criminal. He's just kind of a shitty person. And it leads into the discussion of separating art from artists. And what I said to Colin was that the basis is going to be now is where's the line in the sand of people saying that I'm not going to watch you or support you because you cheated on your wife. And I personally had said, I can't do it now, but give 6 months to a year, and a ProJarad video were to show up in my recommended, or he were to come out with a video that a lot of people are, like, there's a lot of buzz about, probably about 6 months to a year's time, I'd probably be able to watch it and be able to separate art from artist. So what I was able to do with John Tron after his really weird there's no pseudo about it, the racist, misogynistic stuff he said on Twitter in 2017. Same with some of the shit Aaron Hansen from Game Grumps has done and kind of the hypocrisy he's found himself in. Still doesn't mean I can't enjoy a Game Grumps video or remembering the really old awesome series that we used to bond over. But there are lines that I don't cross. I don't cross the line with Tim Lambesis from As I Lay Dying, who tried to hire a hitman to kill his wife, went to prison for it. Then when he came back, he got out of prison early for good behavior, got his band back together, and that's a line I cannot cross.
Because then people were like, oh, look, he paid for his crime, blah, blah, blah.
People are saying, literally one of the comments for the As I Lay Dying thing was, man, we've all wanted to kill our significant others. He just took the next step. It's all good, man. We're waiting for new As I Lay Dying music. And I'm like, okay, so these are the fans you're going to keep. All right, cool. I have not listened to an As I Lay Dying record since. I'm actually kind of ashamed that I own As I Lay Dying records now, but that is my personal thing. I think what he did is disgusting, and I'm just no longer going to support. I'm not giving him my $1, not giving them my listen on Spotify. Same with Ian Wilkins, the lead singer from Lost Prophets, who he and his significant other raped babies, held babies hostage, would blow narcotics into babies' faces to get them hooked on drugs, and a bunch of very disgusting stuff. Which, it was interesting to tie back to the Slipknot thing, because people are losing their shit that Slipknot and Metallica are going to be touring in Europe, doing giant, like, stadium shows. And it's like, where's that tour been all our life? And he's like, well, we actually did it in 2004. It was us, it was Metallica, us, and then he goes, Lost Prophets. And he had some choice words, justifiably so, about the disgusting waste of a being that person was, which he was recently in the news again, because he smuggled a phone up his ass and got, like, more years added to his sentence.
It just sounds painful.
Yeah, he tried to play a victim card of, they were going to kill me in prison. I'm like, well, yeah, you did some really bad shit. You know, the thing that I've heard about, because I have family that has been in, not like immediate family, but like cousins and whatnot, or like aunts that are like further, like in the
more removed,
that they've been to prison. And the one thing that they say about prison is, if you do anything to your family, or you've done anything to a child,
or elderly, everyone in that prison turns on you. Because they're like, listen, I may have been in a drive-by and killed a couple dudes, but you fucking raped a child, we're going to break your neck. Or in some prisons, animals.
Yeah. Oh, animal cruelty is another thing. And so it's like, him saying, they made me do shit because they were going to kill me in prison. I'm like, well, no shit after the things that you did. And that's a line that I don't cross. I think I actually, if I still have a Lost Prophets record, I'm surprised I haven't already thrown it away. And it's a shame to the other 5 band members in that band, because they did nothing wrong. They reported it once they immediately caught wind that something was going on. Another line I don't cross, and it's going to be difficult because with the upcoming Psycho Pass Season 3, there's the watching of the dubs of Psycho Pass 1 and 2, which has Scott Freeman, who's still in jail.
I'm still gonna watch it.
It's weird with Hitalia and Baba.
It's just that's a weird line.
We can always put it in sub.
The thing is that that Psycho Pass right now may have to be something I have to watch in sub. It's the same with,
which is a shame because the rest of the cast is wonderful for a lot of these shows. But
Robert McCall is great as Kokomi, from what I remember.
That's why it's hard for a certain
voice actor in certain series is. That I'm gonna have to.
I still haven't even tried to go back right now.
It's with how fresh everything still is, and the news that's still going on with that specific person. Yeah. It's not gonna be. I'm not gonna be able to show you a certain remake of a certain anime for a very long time, which is sad because that's one of my top 10 favorite animes. But it's just the conversation of separating. It's an interesting conversation where the lines are. May, you've already had your statement that you've said in the past. Where is the line that you draw with separating art from artist, and what have you kind of allowed and accepted, and what have you kind of been like, I can't?
I just watch it. When I'm watching something, I'm putting myself with the franchise. And honestly, how do I explain it?
So you're associating with the character,
not the people I associate with the character. If it's an actor that has done something, I'm not taking that account in the show, because guess what? The actor or whoever is just doing their job at the time. Mm-hmm. They're not bringing in their personal baggage. I mean, unless they use that for
sometimes, yeah.
Sometimes, but otherwise, nope. That for me, this is like a series, a medium I'm watching because I enjoy it. I don't.
It's not that you're forgiving of what they've done. You're able to.
She's relating to the character.
You're really able to just separate yourself.
Yeah, exactly. Because I'm there for the franchise. I'm there for the game.
Unless it's Matthew Mercer.
Okay, that's different.
Well, Matthew Mercer's only guilty of being a fucking sweetheart.
No, but I'm saying
yeah.
Matthew Mercer, in my eyes, can do no wrong. And the day if for some reason he did something wrong, I would be very devastated.
That's going to be a dark day.
That'd be very devastated for me.
There's salacious things that would.
But it's going to be a dark day in this apartment for sure.
But regardless, in my eyes, Matthew Mercer can do no wrong. That's besides the point with him. Just When I'm watching something or playing something, I'm in there. I'm in the medium of the thing I'm playing or watching. That's me. Because to me, it's like, okay, I'm watching a performance. I'm not associating with the whatever the actress has done, because that's something outside the realm of what I'm experiencing. Yeah. I'm able to, like you said, I'm able to separate it.
I think it's just, I think I feel it more just because, for me, I feel it more on the music front, because when you watch like a movie or like a show or an anime, the actor's already been paid for their time. You're basically supporting the company that created the thing. When it comes to music, I guess for me, it's that whole connection of you're supporting the person in real time. And I think that's why a lot of my boundaries come with musicians. You know, there are certain people that have done some bad shit, you know, and I still love what they've done. You know, I think prime example was I was supporting Slipknot in the mid 2000s when Corey Taylor was still a hardcore alcoholic and mistreating people close to him, but I still was a fan of Slipknot. You know, which he's self-admitted is like, oh yeah, I was a piece of shit. And shout out to our shitty fucking neighbors right now. Fuck off, man. But
it's like 10:45. They need to calm down.
Yeah, they do a little bit, but I don't know. It's like, you know, going back to the content creators. That's another thing. That's kind of you can choose to support someone that way, but there's also with content creators. If I don't like a content creator, it's called ad block. They don't get my ads. You know, I initially...
Or just don't watch their
videos. It's, you know, it's like, that's what I initially did when JonTron first started coming back. I had ad block for JonTron's channel. Then I realized I could separate myself, and I turned off ad block, and everything was great again. But what the question I got for you is the same that I asked her. It's like, where's your line, and like kind of who are you able to kind of separate and not separate if you're willing to go in that far?
It might honestly depend on what it is, because like with anime, as far as like voice actors go, the whole Scott thing, it's really hard for me to go back and hear some of his older stuff just because like the rest of the cast is great. Just this one blunder on the entire cast, and it's just like, I don't want to have to switch to subtitles because the rest of the cast is fucking great. They're not responsible for what he did. Yeah. Why take it out on them, you know? But there are some things of just like, with Rurouni Kenshin in particular. The mangaka's a piece of shit. But
the mangaka's a disgusting waste for the child pornography,
But the characters that the mangaka created have such a deep lasting impact on me that, I mean, they created the characters, but the characters don't necessarily reflect anything on him or her. I don't know. Is the mangaka a girl?
It's a dude.
It was a dude, yeah.
It is a dude, okay. I never got any confirmation.
Yeah, it's okay.
But no, it's just like, the characters don't have to reflect anything on the mangaka. Yeah. The characters are their own separate things, especially with Kenshin, in particular, his character.
Yeah.
So it's just like, there are certain things that I can, and like, for Rurouni Kenshin, like, with that having such a big impact on me whenever I was a kid and leading into adulthood, I'm refusing to let that taint my experience with the series.
Yeah.
But then the whole Scott Freeman thing, it's hard to go back and like listen to Hitalia, for example, because England. Although Taliesin
Jaffe did take
fucking
over.
Great.
His England was actually really good.
But things like Baka and Test.
That's
it's
a rough
so
one too.
hard to go back and hear
that's
that
a rough
again.
one too.
Which sucks because Josh is fucking hysterical, and with him being the main
rest
character,
of that cast is so good. Yeah. And
it's just Scott being the character's best friend. It's just like, I'm gonna have to hear him a lot.
My thing is like I can understand both sides. I can understand and I honestly, and I'm certain there'll be people in the comments and I'm going to say, I commend people who are so quick to be able to separate that. I guess because I put emotional investment not just into the product, but the people behind the product. That's my own shortcoming. Like, I can easily just be like, oh yeah, Scott Freeman is convicted of child pornography, but he did do really good as his character in Psychopaths. and I can just enjoy the performance for what it is. Like, you have a great point. The people that do your stuff, it's a good point. But I guess it's just because I'm too emotionally invested in, like, because as me being the curious mind that I am, I always like finding out behind the scenes stuff about the people behind a product that I love, and like fun facts and stories and shit like that. So that's my own thing. Do you have anyone that people have, I mean, I guess you already said with Rurouni Kenshin, but do you have any other examples of, like, this person did something really shitty, but I'm still choosing to not let that affect my enjoyment of it?
I can't really think of any offhand. I just remember the Rurouni Kenshin one being the big one.
Rurouni Kenshin was a big one.
Because, like, I just, I watched that when I was a kid. Like, I've already had people in my life taint things for me. I refuse to let this taint these experiences for me. Yeah. Just because that series, no matter where it came from, is a damn good series. Yeah. The characters are great. I'm not gonna let the creator ruin that for me.
I don't know. I already gave my 2 examples.
It's the whole Fire Emblem thing.
Yeah, because the creator...
So, the original voice actor to the main character of Three Houses, is no longer him. It's Christopher Nosi.
Oh, okay.
He's the original voice actor to the male character Blythe. Well, he broke his NDA, and he's done some pretty bad things.
His allegations were coming on around the same time that the other voice actors' allegations were coming out, which was sad that those got swept under the rug because there was actual evidence of that, if I remember.
So basically, because he broke his NDAs, they replaced it. So now Zach Aguilar is the new voice, but he's not. That was
Genos, right?
Yeah, he's Genos, and he's in that one Aldo Noah Zero show.
Aldo Zero, yeah.
They in the mobile game, he's in there. But in the game itself, they haven't done the patch yet where they're gonna update it. But basically, it's kind of like that. If I was in Greg's shoes, like that sort of thing with Fire Emblem, I wouldn't have even picked up Fire Emblem. I would have been like, nope, I can't support this. No. Yeah. But Greg has a point. You guys have a point.
But like the thing is that you also have a point. Like I said, I commend your ability to be able to have that separation. And sometimes, especially because I really want to catch up on Psycho Pass before Season 3 comes out, and I will readily admit part of the reason why I've been so pushing it off is because of that. And it's, for all intents and purposes, a dumb reason, because there's easy solution, watch it in Japanese. Easy solution, just don't fucking think about it.
It's not a dumb reason. You just have your own moral opinion.
To be honest, that's part of the reason why I haven't even started God Eater English dub, because they don't have Yuri Lenthal as the character. They replaced him with Crispin Freeman. For whatever
No disrespect to Crispin Freeman.
No disrespect, because he's a very talented voice actor.
This isn't a Grant George situation.
But this is one of those
it's a Grant
cases.
George situation,
It's kind of like that. I guess that's why stuff like this doesn't really bother me, because I guess I get more bothered by the fact when they switch actors for no reason,
you're bothered by what's considered
Phoenix, or they don't.
That
doesn't. Well, that I just kind of laugh, because I'm like, you guys can't even fucking pick a voice actor. You're like, nah, we're done with this guy.
They spin a
but I mean,
board and they throw a dart.
I'm sure there's a game where you just you love that cast so much, but then the next game they're replaced, and you're just like, but why?
It's why I haven't played Vesperia Definitive.
There was a game they did that. They replaced with a lot of voice actors, and I was just like, why?
Was it Phoenix Wright? Or?
No, it's not Phoenix Wright.
She's never complained about Phoenix Wright. No, it's just been the meme of Phoenix has got a new voice this time.
Yeah, that's the meme.
Yeah, it's just a meme.
I mean, I guess I complain a lot about the Evil Within 2 because I loved Sebastian's original voice actor, and they changed it for that.
Your hot take on Evil Within 2, you're the first person.
Still haven't played it.
Her hot take is she doesn't like it.
I'm not enjoying it as much as the first one. I'm like,
Is it just because of the voice cast, or is it
it's
gameplay?
Part of that. To me, it's the gameplay too. Half the time, I just want to go to sleep.
It's more psychological horror and less jump horror.
Yeah, to me, it's not. I'm not.
Which is why I'm like we had the discussion of you like the more actiony kind of horror games. For me, as soon as you started explaining it as psychological, I was just like,
yeah,
I already know I'm gonna like 2 more than 1.
The second one, I'm not scared yet. It's supposed to be scary. I mean, I got nervous at some part, but I'm like, I'm not.
Psychological horror, generally.
I just know the creatures that I've seen are super creepy, and
good
I'm ready
psychological
for this.
horror. They're slow burns. They're not super actiony. But once you
that was me with Until Dawn. I liked the first half of that game.
God, Until Dawn.
See, and I liked the Wendigo part with Until Dawn, but you didn't. Yeah.
Nope, because after that, I was like, okay, this is fake now. Now I'm not scared anymore because Wendigos don't exist. That's why I'm not scared. Like seriously, that's
that
why,
was your thing.
That's
okay.
why I got.
Depends on what culture you're
That,
in.
Yeah.
I know. There's some cultures like they explain. I know we're getting off topic, but there's some
That's
cultures that
funny, that's
explained
funny.
about that. But just to me, the whole thinking there was a murderer that scared the shit out of me because that can happen. You can go to where do they go in the woods?
In the mountains.
Thank you. It's been a long time since they went in the mountains, and that can happen. You can go to a cabin. There can be someone who wants to murder you. That can
Yeah,
happen.
because you don't know who else is in the mountains.
Exactly. But Wendigos aren't just gonna show up willy nilly and be like, "Rawr." But that's why.
To be fair though, like if we're going in modern times, like Wendigo is basically just kind of a fancy name for a cannibal. Cannibals very much
Oh
exist.
yeah, exactly.
Well,
They
that's
do.
basically what
That's
a Wendigo
fucking
is.
terrifying.
But that's why I didn't like the second half of Until Dawn is when they did the whole reveal of it's just Wendigos, it's not a murder. That's when it took me out because I'm like, okay, it's not. I'm not nervous. I'm not fearing for my life anymore of a murderer. It's a Wendigo.
Unless you fuck up your choices.
Yeah.
Then it actually is.
Yeah,
a murder.
I mean, yeah,
True.
but see,
You saved Josh instead of Ashley.
Yeah, but the thing is, with me, my choices was I saved everybody that I could. That's when it got to the Wendigo part, and then, like I said, once again, it took me out, and I go, okay, now I'm not scared anymore because this is not.
It's just
Imagine the people that saved Josh instead of Ashley.
Oof. My big thing is
That's my hot take.
going back to Evil Within. You have to be, which is why I love psychological horror so much. I hate jump scare horror, not because
I
it's
don't.
like
I don't.
it's scary. It's like not because they're like, oh,
Unless
they're scary.
it's PT,
I
then
just,
it's just like, fuck
I just
this.
think jump scare horror is cheap
Yeah.
and not that interesting. It's why, hot take here, Five Nights at Freddy's was never good.
It only.
That's stressful though.
And here's the thing: the game goes from scary to frustrating very quick because it becomes a power management simulator instead of a horror game, and it's not that great of a power management game. Hot fucking take.
Well,
I think mainly though the horror of it is just the lore of the game.
Well,
it's not necessarily the jump scares.
the only reason why it did so well is because it came out at a time that was perfect when no other game had done that before.
To give it its credit, it did wonders for indie horror.
It's like
games.
the Avatar movies with the blue people that came out at a time when nothing like that existed. That's
Yeah.
why it did so well.
I feel like it was successful because Mark fucking played the game.
that too.
Honestly, that's why Mark became popular too. He found the perfect game for him, and he has milked it dry. Another hot take.
Well, I mean, tell Scott.
Well, he's also on good terms with Scott.
Tell Scott what's his last name to
Scott
stop
Cawthon,
making those games.
He
and
did.
Then, okay,
Let's see.
he's done now. He officially is legit done.
Mark-
Scott.
He hasn't updated the website or anything. He pretty much said this is it.
I'm about to say
Okay.
Markiplier and Matt Pat
I don't know
found
who
their
did the VR game,
made their livelihood because of FNAF, because game theory blew up because of the FNAF theories he started
Well, because
doing.
people kept suggesting cover this, cover this,
Which,
cover this.
by the way, to give Matt Pat credit where credit's due, he's so fucking sick of those theories. Like, he actually hates at conventions when people ask him about it, because he's just like, guys, I don't know what the fuck else to say.
Well, because the lore keeps getting more
Yeah,
convoluted.
he actually gets really frustrated. Scott Cawthon's like, you keep changing shit, like, stop it.
Although with Mark, he said Wade had played it and Yami Mash had played it, and they both recommended he play it, which is why he picked it up. But I mean, like,
Oh god, Yami Mash. Does he even do YouTube anymore?
I don't know. I haven't checked.
Yeah, I haven't heard from him in a long time.
I don't even hear Mark talk about him much anymore.
Yeah.
I wonder what happened. That's a personal thing we're never.
Do you
gonna
remember
know.
Captain Sparkles? He did a collab with him.
I know the name.
I
I don't
know
remember.
the name.
He did a collab with him
I
ages ago,
know
like the
the
Gentleman
name.
video or something like that. They played the game.
I know the name, but I don't remember.
I think I know who that is. Okay.
Yeah.
But no, it's just like FNAF wasn't really like scary unless you look at the lore of the games.
Yeah.
Then it got really creepy.
It got fucked up, I'll say that. Yeah.
Well, even just the original premise is just like there are these kids that went into the pizzeria and one day they're just missing, gone, and the theory being, you know, they were stuffed in the suits.
Got eaten by the bear.
Like, that's terrifying.
No, the most terrifying thing
And the
is
more you uncover, like, things change in the, like, on the posters on the wall. Like, pictures start changing. The animatronics themselves are moving.
Yeah.
The
Why
most
are they doing that?
The most scary thing about that game is you have to have a job.
Yeah, is that you get underpaid.
Yep, at a job.
Yeah.
That's the most terrifying thing.
Depends on if you believe when the game is taking place.
I don't know.
You're still getting underpaid at a job.
It's still a shitty job for shitty pay.
Yep.
That's the biggest word.
It's not worth the pay.
But anyway,
That's the terrifying
so to
thing.
tie it all back to separating art from artist, We got really sidetracked there. Holy
It's
shit.
fine.
I know, it's all good. It's all good. So yeah, separating art from artist, like to tie back what I was saying to you, I commend you for being able to instantly have that separation. And at times, I wish I was able to do that. But I guess, I don't know. See, a lot of mine is with music. It's like there's a lot of musicians that I won't, not a lot, but there are musicians. Like, that's what I was going to say. So, like, the two big examples I mentioned, Ian Wilkins from Lost Prophets and Tim Lambesis from As LA Dying. Lost Prophets was just fucking disgusting. But being a former Christian, and As LA Dying was a Christian metal band.
Originally.
Well, the thing is their last record before Tim Lambesis got arrested, it was the questioning record. They were questioning things, etc., etc. And there have since been bands that have pulled back from the veneer of being a Christian band. Prime example was Under Oath. They caught a lot of shit when they released their first single when they got back together and the word fuck was in it, and they said, yeah, no, fuck Christianity, we're not a Christian band anymore. And specifically they were giving the drummer Aaron Gillespie, it's like, you put out a worship album a week ago and now you put out a song with the word fuck in it? Are you serious? To which he replied, sometimes vulgarity is needed to get your point across. I'm not going to fight it.
Also, lo and behold, Christians can curse too.
Yeah, lo and behold.
You're not going to hell for that.
Lo and fucking behold, dude. It's just not family friendly.
Like, if you're going to hell for cursing, then we're all doomed.
Yeah.
Say's gonna have a lot of friends.
Yeah,
Basically.
if we're going on that principle, shit.
It's like the Good Omens thing. How many of them are on your side?
Yeah. I was saying,
Nothing compared to ours.
By the way, spoiler alert. Or not spoiler alert. By the way, you watched Good Omens. Give me a one sentence review. What'd you think of it?
It's really, 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 really good.
Nice. Cool. Okay.
Is the book does the book follow the show?
From what I've gotten to so far, yeah.
Oh, the book's longer?
I'm not fully done.
Oh, okay.
She hasn't finished the book yet. But what you read of the book, you're like, they followed it
It's
to
been
a T.
pretty faithful. There are things that are maybe like put out of order, but otherwise it's been pretty
That'll
close.
happen just for the sake of structuring the pacing of a show compared to the pacing of a book. But,
It's been pretty close.
That's cool.
I'm like got 1/3 of it left to go, I think.
But yeah, so I just kind of want to bring that up, especially with the update to the ProJarad situation. But so yeah, transitions are great. No, so last thing, by the time this comes out, Homebrewers episode 8 will be out. Don't give me fucking shit for my hands. I can't not talk without my hands.
I love you.
I fucking hate you. Anyway, Homebrewers episode 8 came out. Mira, you were part. Shut. Nay, what'd you think of the episode? Bullshit something.
Oh, it was pretty good. You guys went on some wild adventures. You guys killed some beasts, and Parm was the MVP.
Was Parm really the MVP?
Was she?
Was she?
You said bullshit something.
Oh.
Oh.
That is true. That is true. Hey, I appreciate Brad.
We did kill some beasts, though.
We did. Well, I do appreciate Brad's kind of thing that he kind of just made her a woman who wanted what she wanted. She's like, I want to get paid. We got back. She's like, I want to get paid. I want a bath, and I want to fuck. Like, get me the fuck out of here.
That's
like,
some good.
Not necessarily in that order.
Well, she
but
wants.
Here we are.
Actually, specifically in that order. She wanted to get paid. She wanted a bath. She wanted to get laid. It's like, hell yeah. There you go. I respect. As Greg, I was like, you get it, girl. That's awesome. No, Mira, as we've kind of played, Amarilla's tried to choke Renfis, which that was weird when you open up that book.
Not willingly.
Well, I mean, it's because you still have the book right here, but it's because of this book right here.
Is there anything in there?
It's an actual book. It's an actual novel they got at a thrift store.
Ah.
They just made a cover for it.
Yeah, it's pretty great.
It's neato.
Yeah, it's a book called Keep Me Posted.
Shout out to Chrissy.
Shout out to Chrissy. Hell yeah. But what did you think? Because I have my opinions. What did you think of this latest session of Homebrewers?
Amarilla's got drunk.
I'm gonna say
Chrissy has forcibly made Amarilla's kiss somebody, and now she's forced her to get drunk, and then I rolled the nat 1, and Brad's just like, yeah, you're giggly as shit.
You're giggly as shit.
Thanks, Chrissy.
You attended the masterclass in how to act drunk because you're dating me. So there's the masterclass of how to act drunk. It's like, how would Greg act if he was drunk right now? How would Greg act if he was shit-faced right now? Okay, I'm going to do that.
To be honest, I just thought of how I am when I'm sleep deprived.
Ah, that was also good.
And just added some hiccups.
That was pretty... Added some hiccups, that's true. I don't think I've ever gotten hiccups while drunk.
Well, no, because...
I'm just saying, just as a side tangent, I don't think I've ever gotten hiccups while I was drunk.
It's just, there's that stereotype of, if you're super drunk, sometimes
you
start
do
hiccuping.
the hiccup thing, yeah.
So I just threw in a couple hiccups.
True.
I'm just like, alright, Amaryllis is drunk, she's giggly as shit, here we
go.
go.
Were you expecting to have that much crammed into that session?
No.
What I was going to say was...
I knew we were probably going to go for a long time, but I didn't know we were
My
going to
thing
have
that I originally
happen.
thought was going to happen is, and after kind of going back to it, I thought Brad was going to cut it off at when we found the secret entrance to the prison.
I thought he was going to cut it off at we got on the boat and left.
That was another time he could have cut it off too. But I think part of it was just because we started at 4, and I think his cutoff time's like 9 p.m. So it's like...
We went 5 hours.
We went 5 hours, yeah. But I think also part of it too is I had mentioned to Brad in a text message, I'm like, I'm excited to eventually get to some story stuff. I think he's known that we've wanted to get into some story stuff. I think I haven't asked him personally, but it felt like he was ready to wrap up this part of the story and get the next part started.
Well, because he knows how long we take when we get to certain things.
Very true. But yeah, he did really good.
Look at the direwolves.
I'll say, him putting in the direwolves was actually a great thing. There's now a direwolf pup in our party now. Which, does he have a name? I don't remember if he has a name.
I don't remember either.
His name will be decided by Chrissy. But
text Chrissy. Did you name the
Did
direwolf?
you name your direwolf pup? I was like, that was actually kind of a cool thing.
Wolf.
His name was Woof.
Woof.
Woof. Awu. His name is Awu. Awu, yeah. Awu the doggo.
He's gonna grow into a bork?
Yeah, he's gonna grow into a heckin' bork. Heckin's gotta be in there. But I was so happy that we got to get the seeds planted for the next story. Mm-hmm. I was not expecting him to put Amaryllis and Suya's name on a hit list, which that was great to find out.
I wasn't expecting my book to possess me either.
And, yeah, that was a thing, and we threw that book in the bag of holding.
Wasn't ready for that shit.
I remember when we realized that Chrissy got captured, I'm like, who has the bag of holding? And she raised her hand immediately. I'm all, well, shit. All right.
Immediately, I'm sitting there thinking, this is not my other campaign. I do not have the bag of holding.
You do not have the... Yeah, this isn't Silas. You do not have the bag of holding. But, I would argue, like, pacing-wise, that did not feel like a 5-hour session, number 1. I wanted to play, like, 5 more hours, number 2. And number 3, I think just as a session as a whole, I think that was my favorite session so far. There was action, there was combat, there was story. I really felt like... I think I loved it so much, because
And you got a levitate potion.
I got a levitate potion, which is pretty great. We're more the story people, and Chrissy and Suya are more the combat people. I mean, Chrissy likes a little story here and there. Suya likes a little story.
But if she had to pick.
Well, the fact that even Suya was talking about, yeah, we're going to get some character development, was like, wow, everyone, I guess, which was probably why I think Brad threw in so much story and had the session be so long, is I think everyone was kind of like, let's get some story in.
That's probably also why he started the session the way he did.
Oh,
that
yeah.
Little narrative.
That little narrative he threw in, because like he at
With
first
the
he started with this, he started talking and whatnot. And I was like, what the fuck is he doing? And he mentioned the fireball. I'm like, oh shit, okay.
Yeah, because I was looking at you and I was about to be like, did this happen in the last
You were like,
session?
did I miss something? I was like, shh, let's find out. And it was like, no, it's the narrative of right as he's like, the tide is in our favor, that fireball hits and everything gets fucked up. Mm-hmm. So that was
scary.
That was scary, but those direwolves came in clutch. I'm so fucking glad that she...
We also made the conclusion that Chrissy is basically our Keyleth.
Yeah.
Basically, if any of us are going to get jailed, it's probably going to be her.
It's going to be Chrissy. Chrissy's going to be the one that's going to be sent to jail.
Stuya's going to be following behind because, of course.
Naturally, yeah. I can already see the tides of weird sexual tension that I joked about between those two.
Amaryllis isn't even going to have a say. She's just going to get carried off by whoever the hell.
By a direwolf, honestly.
By you or a direwolf.
True, very true.
Just going to pick her up. Alright, let's go.
And Renfis is still kind of like, man, there's some weird shit about Parm. But fuck, she's hot though. But no, now I pissed off her mom. Oh no, that's fine.
But at least you paid her for the tile you stole.
I did. I tried to give her the whole platinum, and she's like, no, just keep. I was like, no, just keep. there is something related to that may relate to the conversation with Parm that's coming up. But
here, your mom didn't take the platinum. You take the platinum.
No, not the whole platinum because she
the rest of it.
Yeah. But it's basically May's just like, stop talking about D&D, you fucking nerds. Stop it, I'm bored. No, I'm kidding. She's on the internet just because she's not a part of Homebrewers.
I'm just sitting there like Twitter, Facebook. Okay.
Looking at articles and sharing stuff and tagging people and stuff.
And scrolling.
Yeah, and scrolling all through. But yeah, Renfis is, I'm gonna say it on record here on the podcast. Renfis and Amaryllis are not going to be a romantic interest. They're going to be... Amaryllis is going to be important for Renfis, I think, in a way different light.
We're siblings, basically.
Yeah, basically think in like that regard.
Big little sister.
Big little sister.
Little big brother.
How old is Amaryllis?
I have her as 26.
Renfis is 27, so
because I wanted to keep her the age that I was when we started.
That's right. Renfis is 27 though, so Renfis is the older brother who fucks up and needs the guidance of his younger sister.
I wanted to have an FMA moment where it was just like older brother, but shouldn't it be the other way around?
No, we sadly do not have that. But no,
quietly retcon.
I think I know. I think Brad is picking up on the fact that Renfis was super interested in Parm, which is why he made the character sheet, and I think she's going to be more important later on down the road.
Which is funny because I've made it very clear Amaryllis is not interested in anybody in that way, and yet Chrissy has basically made Parm, like, shove her tongue down Amaryllis, and I'm just like,
or
why?
Tries to throw drunk Amaryllis at Renfis, and he's just like, whoa, that's a problem, alright.
It's like, why are you doing this to her?
It's like, alright, let me take care of you. You're not going to like this. Which, by the way, I did get confirmation that was hair of the dog the morning after.
I figured.
Yeah, you rolled just a little too low on the. He made the DC high for you because you've never drank alcohol before. So, both in real life and in game. But
the only difference being Amaryllis is the only one.
What are you most excited about coming up as a player, not as Amaryllis? Because Amaryllis has a lot to dread going on right now. Being on a hit list, that book that possessed her.
I honestly want to learn more about the book.
You want to learn more about the book.
Yeah.
I am excited to find out.
Also, I want her to get a snail.
You want her to get a snail so bad.
Not even as a battle animal.
You just want like a snail.
I just want a little companion.
You want a snail in a snailatorium. Oh no, I've done something wrong.
A terrarium.
A terrarium. I called it a snailatorium.
Snailarium?
What I'm most excited about... Stop it. What I'm most excited about is I'm glad that Brad... I mean, as a player, I'm glad that Brad's kind of thrown in this whole hit list thing because it's going to start what I'm planning to do character development-wise for Renfis. I also want to find out what the fuck is killing all those people. I really want to find out what the fuck is killing all those people.
Vampires.
I'm hoping vampires are werewolves. Or like an underworld situation where it's like a vampire versus werewolf thing, and we got to figure out like there's gonna be some weird underground. I want to tell you this: if it ends up being
one kills the people and blames it on the other.
Yeah. Well, my thing is if it's vampires, and we have to sneak into a vampire compound, Renfis is going super extra in his disguise. You fucking know he's going to.
Oh, I know.
Yeah. You wanna know why?
I know.
Because. I don't want to spoil it, but
don't spoil it.
All I will say is there was a reputation because his background is assassin, so he's good at like the disguises and stuff like that.
You have a disguise kit for a reason.
Basically, Renfis in the past was known for his elaborate disguises to get the job done. So if there's an elaborate disguise that he'll need to do to get a job done, he'll go for the elaborate disguise, and he doubles down on the acting on it too. It's
Alright, Mollymock.
It's
with the level of extra.
I mean, yeah, a little bit, but also just like whenever, like when I do the character with the ponytail sticking up and the hat and whatnot, and I decide to go super extra with like the way I portray characters like that. I'm pulling for myself that I can pull the extra card just a little bit.
Ponytail sticking up? What?
You don't remember when I do the fucking shit posting memes?
Oh, okay,
yeah.
Okay.
When I've got the hat sitting on the
I
top of my head.
Referencing something else.
No. When I got the hat sitting on the top of my head with the ponytail sticking up,
yeah,
and
that's right.
you're what I call your Percy glasses with the bandana around my neck and around my head. And a bunch
Those
of
are probably going to be the glasses for my gunslinger. Just
and I've added like aviators on top of the hat, which is weird. Yeah, it keeps becoming a train wreck. Before we end off the podcast, let's talk about some hype for some new streams and stuff like that. We're doing Lazy Sunday every other Sunday. Stay posted on our Twitter at Hardest Reset, where we have posted what our stream schedule is and what it's looking like. May, what are you excited for video wise that is coming to Hardest Reset in the near future?
Tales of Vesperia.
Tales of Vesperia. We have been talking about a Tales of Vesperia video.
Yeah.
I'm excited to do the Catherine video.
Yeah.
Catherine Full Body comes out, and
Yay.
we're gonna have you sit down and experience the beginning of that game. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good.
I played the demo finally.
How's the demo?
Good.
Is it as hard as you remembered Catherine being?
They added a new mode called Safety Mode. They
Really?
put so much there.
So it's like Persona now.
So if you get stuck, they will play the game for you.
Really?
Yep, they added it. So now if I get
That's
stuck,
my mode.
Well, you're not allowed to play that for the video.
Why not?
You need to experience some of the hell.
Then it won't be as fun.
You need to experience.
That's your opinion.
No, you need the full Catherine
But
experience.
honestly, yeah, they added a lot.
It's like when I played P5 and I dropped down to safety. I'm just like, this doesn't make it any less
Just for
fun.
the sake of the video, I'm saying no safety mode. But if you would ever play the game
Yeah.
personally, feel free to do safety.
Yeah, because on the demo, I mean, they put safety on purpose so that you could experience the game.
Yeah.
But and also wanted to show what they added. But yeah, they added a safety mode. You can undo a bunch of times.
Edge.
If you get stuck, they will play it for you. They will get you. It's like an auto mode. You basically put the controller down and it gets it to the top. Honestly,
that'll get me through the puzzles.
I played honestly, I'll say it, the beginning puzzles are super easy. Even when on the PS3 mode, like on the PS3 version, the beginning is so easy. You don't even need safety. It's when you got later on in the game that's where I got stuck. It got ridiculously hard, especially because some of the enemies go really fast, and you have to think really fast. And
the final puzzle in that game was. I think I sat there for like 2 or 3 hours trying to do that final puzzle because it's so fucking difficult. And I was on easy too. Yeah. It's hard.
But I'll say I played it mainly for the story anyway.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. You say those beginning puzzles are easy, but you're talking to somebody that the very first puzzle of the Phoenix Wright versus Professor Layton game, I had to fucking look up because
legit,
I kept
though, like
screwing up.
Catherine, it holds your hand.
It holds your hand.
It legit holds your hand and tells you what to do. It's very easy.
Patrick Seitz sheet tells you how to play the game.
If it's holding your hand, so if you still have trouble, I'm gonna be kind of concerned. If it's holding your hand and telling you exactly what to do, the only way you can mess that up is if you don't do what the game tells you to do. That's legit how you're gonna mess it up.
Ooh, challenge accepted. I will purposely break the game.
No, don't purposely break the game.
No, Mira, I mean like just doing something.
Mira, what are you most excited for content that's coming to the channel soon? Or anything you want to do to hype in the future?
I know I need to eventually get back into streaming.
Yeah.
We need to finish Dream Daddy.
You do need to finish Dream Daddy.
Because I think there's at least one more dad.
1 or 2.
I have not even begun it.
Began it, yeah.
But we all know Damien's the best dad, so.
Damien's route was pretty wholesome and pretty great, actually. I liked it a lot.
He likes Naruto fanfiction.
I was about to say, he's got a collection of Naruto fanfiction.
He doesn't know what My Chemical Romance is, but he wishes to see a marching band regardless.
The whole Naruto
Don't we all
thing.
wish to see a marching band?
The whole Naruto thing. I felt
that. Felt that in your greasy weeb heart.
Yep.
You've written some of that fanfiction.
I did.
Yes,
I have. I've read it too.
Did you write Naruto Sasuke gay
No,
fiction?
but I read it because that was my thing back in the day.
What was? Oh, I can't believe I'm about to ask this. What was your Naruto shit back in the day?
Naruto Sasuke.
I mean, what did you write for?
I didn't write it. I read it.
She read it.
You just read. Okay.
No, mine was self-inserting myself with Kakashi because that's how much of a weeb I fucking was.
That's
Kakashi
right.
specifically?
Yeah, that was my man, Naruto man. It was fucking Kakashi.
She was fucking Kakashi.
Yeah, I was fucking Kakashi too. Yeah.
What the fuck?
Oh, yeah, no, my Naruto man was Kakashi. I was like,
what the hell, man?
What do you mean, what the hell, man? I've always had a thing for older men.
Okay.
Why do you?
I'm gonna let that comment just linger a little bit.
Go.
Yo, remember when
before she digs herself into a hole she can't get out.
Speaking of like anime from that era, remember when Liam O'Brien had tuberculosis and Bleach?
Oh, Ukitake.
With Ukitake, yeah. Liam O'Brien's character was the one that
the
Ukitake,
captain of 13, Squad 13.
who had tuberculosis.
Yep.
He had long white hair and would always cough up blood. Didn't he eventually die of TB?
I don't think I got that far.
He was basically in the Soul Society. He was Rukia's captain.
Yeah.
Was he in the Save Rukia from the Tower arc?
Yes.
Yes, he was. All the captains were. Remember that meeting they had when the Yamamoto, the old guy with the beard, he came in. He was in that.
How do I explain Ukitake? If Vaxeldon had white hair and had tuberculosis.
But yes, your answer is yes. He actually did die.
You're concerned.
In the manga, he did die, so Rukia took over for Squad 13.
And I'm just sitting here like, who?
Hey, you guys are the ones that wasted your time with Naruto. I never. Fun fact. Never had a Naruto phase because I doubled down on my Bleach phase.
Excuse me, I had a thing for lazy geniuses, okay?
I had a thing for
Shikamaru
better.
Was my ideal.
I had a thing for better but still garbage anime.
Who the fuck is that?
It's Ukitake,
Liam O'Brien's character.
He hung out with this guy a lot, Shinsui.
Shinsui was great.
The flamboyant guy.
Yeah, the dude that basically drank and was lazy. So
yes,
I was like,
lazy.
who I was
This is the best picture.
I remember Rukia, Renji, and whoever the hell her brother was.
Byakuya.
Yeah, Byakuya.
I was like, what's his name again?
This is like me trying to guess Naruto
and
characters.
Aizen. The only reason I know
Kyle
Aizen
Bear.
is because of Kyle.
Kyle Bear, yeah.
That's it.
Oh, man.
And maybe the dude that smiles all the time.
Genichimaru.
That one. Those are the only ones I remember.
That was the example of a double betrayal with the Gini Shimaru stuff. That was,
Those are literally the only characters I remember from that particular...
Right. We have devolved. I think we're past
fine.
2 hours, and I don't know how long we've been going.
That's fine.
Regardless, so I'm also excited for Halloween because I got some dumb ideas for Halloween videos. It's going to be pretty great. One of them involves May.
I was trying to find a picture of him hanging out with Rukia, but that didn't
regardless.
happen.
May, there's an idea for a Halloween video that's going to involve maybe PT that we may put you through the ringer. You can keep the light on.
Okay, I can't turn off like last time.
But you're gonna have to experience. You have to face your demons. Face your demons. You have to
face your fears.
Face your fears.
Okay.
Face your demons. But and then I got that dumb idea that apes all those really shitty late 2000s like horror ARGs that related to Slender Man. That I'm working on a script for, which is gonna be really stupid but really great. There's gonna be some cool Halloween stuff I'm excited for as well. But and then September is going to be a lot more fun stuff. I'm going to try to get a short done by the end of that month while working on the other thing.
Fuck, I gotta get back in it.
Yeah, we need it. I need to get back to diversifying our stuff. It's been a great summer of fun in video games, but I'm ready to diversify again and get some more fun stuff. So, I do also want to say real quick, we're sorry that we missed an episode last week of Hardest Reset. The video just corrupted. We posted about it on Twitter. Video corrupted. In rendering the video, the last minute was black.
Like iPhones.
Yeah, the iPhone video, it sucked. But the last minute of the video was blank. Then going back to the original project, the clips themselves got corrupted, which sucked. But we are gonna have a supplemental video that'll be coming out within the next couple weeks. It'll be during a weekday. Chrissy gave us a video that she filmed while at the Persona event. And it's a cool little vlog video, so it'll be a little supplemental thing to kind of make up for that. But that's the end of our podcast. You can follow us on Twitter as a whole at Hardest Reset. We're more active on that Twitter now, so I'm really excited. May, where can they find you on Twitter?
Yume Joshi with 2 eyes.
Mira, where can they find you on Twitter?
Mirido Cosplay.
They can find me at Greg Sands Gamer, where I shitpost memes and talk about Tool's latest record.
And hockey.
And hockey's not in season
and lamenting over hockey not being
an anime.
Yeah.
Hockey's just, you should just put that in your bio. I like hockey.
I like video games.
We've got surfing now, though. They're getting so close.
I know. We're going to get a curling anime before we get a hockey anime. But regardless.
That could be the start.
Regardless, before I say that, my ideal is I would love the animation studio from Yuri on Ice and the head scriptwriter from Haikyuu to collaborate on a hockey anime. It would be beautifully animated and wonderfully written. I think that would be really good. But that's just my wishful thinking. Anyway, thank you guys so much for joining us. I'm losing my voice. I gotta go shower and get ready for sleep since we got an early morning to get her to bed get her to bed. Wake you up to take you to bed. Gonna get you to work and then we're gonna go eat breakfast and all that fun stuff. So Have a safe Labor Day weekend. Be safe if you're at a convention. I know Crunchyroll Expo's this weekend, Dragon Con's this weekend, a bunch of other cons. If you're at any of those conventions, hopefully you're having fun. Or if you're watching it after you got back, hopefully you had fun. Have a safe Labor Day weekend. We love you guys, and we will definitely catch you guys next time. So until then, we will see you guys later.